It's like probably I don't know if there's an exact multiplier. I don't know if it changes, but it's probably at least like 4 or 5 times the amount of enemies, if not more. But those are the only 3 things that they're adding. Technically, they're adding ray tracing, but whatever. As far as actual gameplay things, those are the only 3 things they're adding. So it's already kind of iffy to sell that as a $40 special edition. And on top of that, they're given reasoning, which is totally an outright lie, but Capcom's given reasoning for not putting. They're only putting the playable character out on PC as a DLC that you can buy, and they're given reason for not adding all the rest of the stuff is that they quote unquote optimized the new content to use the Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 hardware, and that it wouldn't. Basically, they implied that it would not run on PC. That's pretty much what they implied, which is definitely an outright lie, and people are understandably not happy. I'm kind of tilted about it myself. I think because here's my hot take. Here's my theory, right? My theory is that the reason they're not putting it on PC is because if they put it on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, because it's a new generation, they can market it as being built for that new generation of hardware, and people will buy a new copy of it.
But if you tried to sell trip on this, it's because mods.
People say that, but I think that might have something to do with it. But I genuinely think the primary reason is because you can convince people to buy a $40 special edition, basically just rebuy the same game with a little bit of extra content if it's on a new console, and you can market it as, oh, it's like an upgraded edition, like a definitive edition, but it's going to be way harder.
You don't even have to do that.
That's what I'm saying. But it's way harder to do that on PC, to get somebody on PC to buy a brand new, basically buy the game again without it being any sort of quote-unquote generation step, because then it's clearly what you're paying for is you're paying $40 for ray tracing enabled and then 2 modes in Virgil. So, I mean, that's my theory. Maybe mods have something to do with it, but I genuinely think the number one thing...
like the entire, you remember DMC, the definitive edition of that game?
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. You mean how people made mods for the reboot,
mods and then they took those concepts and re-released it,
made it console exclusive, and then deleted the mods from the internet? Yeah, I remember.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
So what he's referring to is that it's pretty much universally reviled.
There was enemies that were color coded that you could only hit with certain powers.
It was red and blue, right?
Fix that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there were a few really popular mods that were made for that that game, and whenever they came out with a definitive edition for that, what he's referring to is they took the mods that people had worked on for PC, they implemented them as features in the definitive edition, made the definitive edition console exclusive. It's still not on PC, and then also now I'm pretty sure the mods have been wiped from the internet. You can't find them anymore. So.
Yeah,
I mean, they kind of did the same thing with Devil May Cry 3 because they put the version out on Switch that puts in the weapon switching mod, basically, but I don't think they updated any other version with that. I'm not sure if you can do that on PC or not, but I don't know if they updated that version. But
I'd have to check the HD remake.
Yeah, I don't think they updated it. So, like the best way to play 3 now is on Switch, which is dumb. That they randomly make these weird exclusives. That's what irritates people. That's what irritates me, is because now you run into a situation where like the best way to play the games constantly changes. So it's like, okay, well,
the quote best way to play the game is on original hardware.
Well, I mean, the issue is that they'll release the game on a platform, and then they'll come out and then people will buy that game, and then they'll come out with a better version of, like, an objectively better version of the game and lock it to another platform.
Fucking platform.
Yeah.
Why?
That's exactly what happened with 3. Because they put out the HD collection for Devil May Cry, and it includes the first 3 games. And there's a popular mod. So in the 4th game, they added something called weapon switching, which is exactly what it sounds, and style switching, which is exactly what it sounds like. Not weapon switching, my bad. But it's exactly what it sounds like. So you can pick basically in the third game, one of 4 styles. Well, there's more than that later on, but basically you have different styles. Like one is more based on evasion and lets you do special evasion moves. One is like a block and parry thing. One is a gunslinger one that just utilizes your guns, and the other one is sword master that just gives you more melee attacks and new combos. So you would have to choose one of these at the beginning of a mission, and that's what you were stuck to. In the fourth game, they just made it so that you can press a button and switch between them. And everybody was like, wow, this is super tight. This is way better because now you can make all kinds of crazy combos. So a mod came out for PC where people modded that into the third game so that you can switch in that game. So what they did is they updated they came out with like I don't remember what they called it, but basically they re-released the third game on Switch. And they just took that style switch and mod and put it into the game. And on top of that, I think they added a co-op mode for it as well. And if I recall, it has not been updated for any other platform. So PC, for example, doesn't get it. I think if you have it on the Xbox or PlayStation, you also don't get it. So it's pretty cool.
It's to sell the game again.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of selling games again, Demon's Souls Remake is $70.
All standard games are going to be $70 now.
Fuck
that's the new standard price.
No. You don't get that.
Yeah, that's the new standard price. You haven't heard?
No,
that's,
other games are coming out that are not that price.
Not heard that.
Yeah, no, it
sounds like bullshit.
No, it's supposed to be the standard price coming up in the next generation.
It's what they're trying to get to be the standard price, and Sony shot themselves being the first one to say it.
I mean, it's gonna happen, man.
Fuck you. They don't make.
It's gonna happen because games are already more than $60.
It has
because games are already more than $60.
It has nothing to do with.
I'm doubling down on the piracy. It's all I'm doing.
I mean, I already pirate everything for these reasons, but
it has nothing to do with budgets and shit. People just need to learn how to manage their fucking games.
Yeah, it's stupid. Like people are like, oh, they're more expensive to make now.
Requires $1 billion to make every year.
Yeah, but how many games come out where they go, look how expensive this game is, and then over 2/3 of the budget is spent on marketing.
Yeah, the same thing with.
Or
movies,
the other thing, yeah, movies are the same way.
The only justification that Demon's Souls has for being a remake and being more expensive than current gen is because they're actually adding the archstones that they never finished. So that's 2 whole zones on top of it.
Even then, though, I mean, a bunch of the big companies and sales analysts have come out and pretty much outright stated that over the next year, as the next gen comes out, that they're moving to $70 as being the standard price.
Well, good luck on getting anyone to pay $70 for shit now.
I mean, people will because people already pay. I mean, games have not been $60 for a long time. People already pay $100 plus. Like your average game now is about $100 that I've found, because these games.
You're talking about the edition.
DLC is pretty much mandatory. And the games are designed with the DLC in mind. So,
Tell that to CD Projekt Red, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's one company, though. But, I mean, your standard game, here's what it comes down to. Your standard game, instead of making the whole game, and then they're basically $100 games, but instead of making the whole game and selling it for $100, they make the majority of the game and then sell that for $60, and they usually stick the rest of the game into a season pass over the first year, which usually adds up to another $40. Have you been
watching games into the game industry for the last 3 years? It's all games as a service, broken shit that they try to make.
Oh yeah, that's what they're doing now. But I mean, like for years, the standard price for a game was more than $60 because of season pass. Now every game is trying to be a service, because there's more money.
Yeah,
that way.
That crashed and bombed hard.
Oh,
unless you were Fortnite.
Yeah. I mean, the issue is that most of the games that I saw going with games as a service had no reason to do so. Pretty much every game wanted to have an MMO business model, which is terrible. So that's why the whole PS5 thing, like there are so many people that are going to pay $570 to play Demon's Souls. It's a $570 game.
Scalpers.
Everybody I've seen maybe not everybody, but I would say probably at least half, maybe more than half of the people that I've seen talk about buying a PlayStation 5 were not going to buy a PlayStation 5 until they saw at least one of those exclusives, and now they're basically going to pay $570 to play one game.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
that's
it's
system sellers though. That's not nothing new. That's been happening since gaming in general.
Oh yeah,
I mean, to be fair, I did buy a PlayStation 4 a few months ago just to play Persona 5. So
I mean,
yeah,
I
Royal,
bought
right?
another PlayStation 3 long after my last one had been trash because I wanted to replay Metal Gear Solid 4, but
Ooh.
I was after the fact. I mean, the issue is I still don't think Demon Souls might stay exclusive, but I would be
Demon
very
Souls
shocked. I
is
would be
owned by Sony PlayStation.
yeah. Well, what confuses me is Sony came out and they were like, "Yeah, we'll try to make more first-party games PC," and then this happened. Like, I don't. The presentation of them putting out the thing that said also available on PC, and they said that was a human error. There's no way that was a mistake. A company like Sony does not make that kind of mistake at a presentation. There's no way. I think what happened is that Demon Souls might stay exclusive, but I think what happened is that somebody got the memo that these games were totally coming to PC in like a year, and so they put that on the thing, also available on PC, and then Sony realized their mistake, and probably the dude got fired for it, and they came out and said, no. It's not coming to PC. That was an error. It's a PlayStation 5 exclusive, so that everybody's going to rush to buy a PlayStation 5 to play those games, and then after like a year, it's going to come out. It's going to be like Final Fantasy VII Remake.
This is the thing that's confusing the fuck out of me. Considering the shit everyone's in the world has been in for this last 6 months, why the hell would anyone buy a gaming console at the moment?
Because they don't have anything else to do, I guess. I mean, that's why it's like impossible to buy a Switch right now.
I mean, we're still kind of in this shit, aren't we?
I mean, it hasn't affected me at all because I literally live my life the same way in quarantine as I did before.
Yes, I know.
So
So
I'm good with whatever.
is, where the hell's the money?
Yeah,
but it's like it's the same reason that's basically impossible to get a Switch right now because everybody bought them out in quarantine. Because they wanted something to do. Because a bunch of people that normally don't play games that much and normally go out no longer can go out. So they're like, well, I need to find something to do. So everybody buys a Switch. And then Nintendo had like a huge boom. And now it's super difficult to find a Switch.
Right as Animal Crossing came out.
Yep. And then PlayStation 5, they implemented their own basically stampede marketing with a pre-order thing, which again, I totally don't think was an error. I guarantee I'm willing to pretty much bet my house and everything in it that Sony was either they probably orchestrated it or at least nudged toward it.
Do not be surprised with a company's potential level of incompetence.
Well, it's not incompetence though; it's a master stroke. That's why I think they orchestrated it because it works totally in their favor. Because now there's a bunch of people who. We'll see how the pre-orders come back up, but like whenever that pre-order thing happened and everything sold out, there were a bunch of people who before they were like, I don't know if I want to get this just yet. That's a lot of money. Maybe I'll wait, think about it. Who suddenly were very interested in getting one as soon as possible because of the fear of missing out and seeing that everybody else around them is getting theirs. And because of the stock that keeps selling out instantly, they're not going to be able to get one whenever they want to. So now everybody, it's like it creates this stampede. It's like Black Friday marketing, basically, is what they pulled with that. So considering that happened right after the presentation in which they put all these games out and then revoked the also exclusive on PC or also available on PC thing, pretty much I think Sony pulled a master stroke in marketing over the past week or two. And I would be very, very surprised if the things that they have said that were mistakes are actually mistakes. I'm almost certain that they were at least in part orchestrated. Maybe the also available on PC thing was not because it probably would have served them better not to show that in the first place. But the marketing thing, the whole pre-order fiasco has to have been because firstly, not only did it create the stampede effect of everybody wanting to get it, but also now they can dip their toes in the water and get a bit more of an idea of what they're going to need to ship out because of COVID delays and all that. So it was pretty much the smartest thing they could have possibly done. And There's no. I mean, maybe the dice just fell in a certain way. Maybe everything just fell into their lap. Maybe Walmart accidentally did like the best thing they could have for Sony, but I find that difficult to believe. Maybe I'm tinfoil hat man, but also Rail's not going to be able to make it, so I'm going to ask Soren if he'll be able to make it, and depending on if he replies, we can start. Also, no surprise that all the games that Sony used to market were all Weeb games, so some things never change.
Did Sony ever come back for their freaking mass censorship?
I don't think they did. I think there were maybe like one or two games. I think there were maybe a couple games that get reversed, but for the most part, I think they're still doing it. I don't remember them ever changing anything. I might have missed that, but like I've heard that maybe I don't know. They might have reversed it for DMC5. I'm not sure, but yeah, that censorship was like because they market to the Weeb thing because they have so many JRPGs and stuff, so they really shot themselves in the foot by doing that.
And Nintendo reaps the spoils. Have you seen how many etchy shit is on the Switch?
Yeah, Nintendo got the serious glow up over the last generation.
Yeah, Nintendo's kind of relaxed on the, their version.
Especially with the whole quarantine business.
Yeah.
Rip the 3DS though.
Oh God, yeah.
Wait, what happened with the 3DS? Is it officially
they're discontinued? Yeah, they're officially just like earlier this week or something. They officially discontinued it. They won't be making any more.
Oh, saying ain't so. Not the thing that everyone predicted.
Yeah.
Like 2 years ago. Oh man, I wonder how much my 3DS is gonna be worth. It's a Monster Hunter edition.
I don't know. I had a 3DS and it's gone now. I don't know where it is. I think I just forgot to grab it when I moved because I left most of my stuff. I was like, no, I don't feel like packing this. So
I'm actually gonna look. I'm gonna look up how much my 3DS is worth on eBay because I wonder because it's
yeah, you might be able to get
edition
something
they
good out
made.
of
Have
it.
yourself a small fortune.
Maybe because it's got Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate preloaded into it.
Speaking of Monster Hunter, I wonder if
It makes sense that they made an exclusive one for the Switch.
I wonder. I was gonna say, I wonder if they're going back to only do Nintendo exclusives, or if they're gonna have like one line of games that are Nintendo exclusive, like Rise and all the games before it, and then they're gonna have one that's multi-platform, like World.
Yeah,
Or if
that's
World
what
was
they're
just a
going to
fluke.
do because there was no way in hell World was gonna fit on the Wii, and I don't think the Switch was out yet when World came
Yeah.
out, did it? No, there's
It
no way
may
World
have
was out
been.
when they were built. The Switch was out when they were building it, because that took forever to make that game.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like Frontier. It was like whenever Frontier was a thing. I wouldn't be surprised if they split it into two lines either.
Rise is using a newer engine, and the next World is going to use Rise's engine.
Probably. And they can also, if it comes down to it, there's some people are split on World. I think most people like World, but there are some
really
people
do.
that prefer a more classic thing, so they could easily split that as well.
I I played 4 Ultimate on my 3DS. I didn't care for it. I loved World almost immediately. It's weird.
Yeah, I really like World, but the last one that I had played before that, I emulated 3 at one point. But other than that, the last one I actually played on the console was Trial on Wii, which is whatever. What started me in Monster Hunter was I used to play Monster Hunter Freedom 2 and Monster Hunter Freedom Unite on PSP. And then after that was like whenever it went Nintendo exclusive. So even though I really liked Monster Hunter, I just really couldn't play it for years other than Trial on the Wii, which was like a weird I enjoyed the game, but it was a weird like neck down version of Monster Hunter. So I was just pretty much locked out of Monster Hunter for years because I didn't have any interest in the consoles and I didn't want to buy the consoles just to play Monster Hunter. I almost did because I like Monster Hunter so much. But yeah, I ended up not doing that. And then World came out, which I was super hyped about, and I really liked the game. I should probably finish it at some point because I've technically done everything but Alatreon. I just haven't gotten around to doing that yet.
Me and my friend blitzed through the ending, but I got so busy. I stopped effectively after the lava guy, the end of the basic story.
Yeah, I mean, I got through World and Iceborne, blitzing through with my friend the same way, and then we stopped for a while, and then we came back after all the updates and went through the end game and got into doing actual in-game content, and I've done it all except for pretty much. I don't know if Fatalis is out yet, but I know I didn't do Alatreon. That was the only thing I haven't done yet. I've pretty much done everything else. And then I was thinking about getting a Switch already, and so I was thinking about if I do that, getting Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, I think it is the one that got ported to Switch, and playing that with my buddy. In the meantime, since we would have done all content in Monster Hunter and World and Iceborne, and there's no more coming out, presumably, other than I think they've showed their last update.
Yeah, the last free update is the key thing. Is the wording that they used.
Yeah. So I was thinking about doing that, and now with Rise, I have an extra incentive. So I might get a Switch, but the fact that, for one, it's like really difficult to find them right now, and two, I've been hearing everybody over the past couple months say that there's probably going to be a new model of Switch coming out. It means that
They've
I'm
been
good with
talking
waiting.
about that shit for years.
Yeah,
Like,
I haven't heard
even
any.
before
I
the
only
Lite
started
came
paying
out.
attention in the last couple of months. But
I mean, it's
figure,
not unheard of for Nintendo to do that, but
yeah,
it seems weird right now, especially considering they've already done model. They've done both a model and a slimmed down version of it.
yeah. Maybe in a few months, like maybe sometime early next year, they might do one. But I don't know. It would depend on what they want to do.
Not even for a year at best, because first off, they not only what would be the selling point of the new model. Like,
that's the question. Because the thing with Nintendo is you can never tell because they don't really directly try to compete with. In my opinion, they really don't directly try to compete with Xbox and PlayStation.
That is both
they just
their
kind of do their
greatest
own
strength
thing.
and greatest weakness.
Yeah, it's like they don't necessarily have to compete with the new gen because they're really not having to worry about that. So I wouldn't be surprised if, I mean, I don't know, maybe they'll do something with the Switch. Like, you know, they made the Switch Lite.
Yeah.
I don't know if maybe they'll just do some kind of upgraded base version of the Switch, or if they'll do some other gimmick.
They did that already.
It's unclear.
Okay, so here's the weird thing. They upgraded internal components. Like, there's 2 different model numbers of Switches.
Yeah, I heard about that. I remember the battery life was a big thing.
Yeah, they fixed that problem depending on what you have to look up, like certain serial numbers to know if you made it before that batch came out. So there's a weird thing about it's like the same thing with like old PlayStation 3s. Some of them, if you have an old enough serial model, can emulate PS2 games and play PS2.
Yeah.
Also,
I hate how they fucking
to
took that
answer
out,
my
though.
Monster Hunter search that I know you're all dying to find out about, it's ranging from $160 to $600 on eBay.
I
Holy
wonder,
shit.
it'll probably go up as people start to learn about it. So,
Yeah.
well, speaking of backwards compatibility, Sony has been weird again in saying when they said that 99% of PS4 games will work with PS5.
They meant the ones that came
That
out
was
in the
the
last
number they
2
used.
months.
Like, I don't know what the 1% is, but yeah.
It's the greatest hits. Oh, you mean the thing you always do? Yes, it's not a new feature.
Yeah, they claim it's supposed to be native or whatever, but
Native,
we'll see.
my
I don't know.
jackass. They've never done native shit.
Yeah, it's gonna be some terrible emulation. Also, hello, Soren.
It's really weird, isn't it?
Greetings. Huh.
I'm just so surprised that of all the companies that have these big catalogs of games, it's Microsoft that's doing the right thing.
Yeah, it
It's
seems
weird,
weird.
isn't it?
What, buying Skyrim again?
Well, we can
probably
spend
referring to
another
Game Pass.
hour talking about that, but
You're right.
I assume he's referring to Game Pass.
yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Considering all the shit that is gonna be on there soon. Like, hey, Nintendo, you used to have a good idea. Now you have a weird emulator that doesn't play half the shit you used to have.
Well, now Sony is doing their, what was it, PlayStation Plus collection or whatever for PS5.
Yes, and all I saw
like-
was, other than Bloodborne, all that shit came out in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Fuck it. What?
It's pretty
Well, I'm
much.
pissed. Go ahead.
I think it's pretty much, when I look at the PlayStation Plus collection they showed for PS5, it's pretty much for people who are like, hey, I want to buy a PS4 to play these exclusives. And Sony's like, well, if you pay the extra couple $100 and get a PS5, you get all these for free anyway, right? So you can just go ahead and buy a PS5, guys. Go, please buy our console. Do it.
I mean, you say that, but their best exclusives aren't going to be on that list, because it's going to be from the beginning of this launch cycle. And you know how they are with the dividing line of backwards compatibility.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And also, I mean, I just wish they'd move some of these games over to PC, man. Sony always does this, and I guess it's never going to happen. Yeah, you're right, because this is how they market. But like, this happens every time. Sony they have these really awesome games, and then they hold it hostage on their console. So it's whatever. I think anybody who actually thinks Final Fantasy 16 is going to remain a PS5 exclusive for the generation is
no, it's not.
There's no way. I'm willing to bet money that within the next year and a half after release, it's on PC.
Square made way too much money with all the editions of 15.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
it's gonna be. It's like Final Fantasy 7 remake is. I guarantee you, it's coming to PC at some point in the future.
PS5 exclusive. No, it's not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like, it's gonna be a PS5 because 9 times out of 10, when they say PS5 exclusive, talking about these games, what they really mean now is PS5 timed exclusive. What they mean is it's a PS5 exclusive, but in a year it's gonna have its own release. And we'll call it something else so that we're still technically not lying, like Final Fantasy 15 Windows Edition.
Do you guys remember that game, that weird cartoony-like game, Gods and Monsters? Gods and... it hasn't come out yet, but there was a trailer for it. Have you guys heard the lawsuit that has happened? Because
no.
So... they've changed their name to something Phoenix Arising. Which it's a horrible name, which is why I don't remember it. So the reason why they did that, I want you to guess who filed I forget what the name of this suit is, but it's like, hey, we think that you naming that is going to confuse people with our brand. Who do you think submitted that?
God himself? I don't know.
Monster
Church.
Energy Drink.
Nice.
Yes,
What?
this video game is going to confuse people that they're not buying a drink.
Well, they do hit the same. They got the cows, so they got the same audience.
Wait a second.
But
This
you're
ain't
talking
my
about a
Monster
video
Energy
game
drink.
versus a drink.
This is a video game. What?
And
Love it.
that's the unofficial story. The official story is the name. We changed the name because the game has changed from what we originally envisioned, so we're gonna change the name to reflect that.
Okay, buddy.
No, they just came out
Nah.
and put that suit out there. Or not
Yeah,
suit.
big
It's
money
like
came
the
in and-
cease and desist notice email or whatever the hell that is called.
All right, I think we got everybody we're going to get. So the last thing I'm going to post here or mention as far as games, if you want to see probably one of the saddest developments I've ever seen, read over this. Some of you may not remember this, but
I
this was
remember
a
seeing
game.
this trailer. Whatever happened to this
It got
game?
announced with the trailer whenever the PS4 was coming out, and it's probably the saddest development I've ever seen in my life. Worse than Duke Nukem Forever.
Oh,
But,
God.
there you
Dude, that's saying something.
Yeah. Anyway, I do think we have everybody we're going to get. Usually Rael would show up about this time, but he messaged me beforehand and mentioned that he won't be able to make it, and don't know if Toki will be able to make it. I can message him, but...
I see him right now. He's freaking idle playing,
He's playing
NBA
NBA
2K. The bastard.
So I'll message him and see, but we're still going to start regardless.
Hey, I don't know. I got nothing for him.
Tell him to pull him away from the slots.
Yeah, he's in the casino. But last time, if you remember, my internet was really cool, so I had to cut the session a little early and just left you all for Magic Shop. But not a lot had happened other than Speak was dead and just preparations in Waterdeep. So you all are still there.
I just realized leaving that person alone to, be taught that stupid wards class is not what Asher would do. He would actually try to hijack the lesson and try to teach his own shit.
Didn't we weren't me and Asher at a magic shop looking at insanely priced items?
Yeah, you showed up to one of the main places of the Watchful Order of Magists and Protectors in Waterdeep, and as you walked in, there was a group of apprentices, basically novices, who were learning basic words. Basically things like Firebolt, Shield, maybe Scorching Ray or something, but mostly stuff like Shield, very very basic. And you said, Ashley, you want to try and interfere with that?
Because, like you mentioned that the person I referred to this Watchful Order is there in that class.
Yeah, you recognize her. She's in with a lot of other students around her age, sort of like the middle and to later teenage years, still pretty much brand new, and they're learning the equivalent of they're struggling to do anything.
Oh, they're struggling?
Maybe above cantrip level. Yeah, it's like pretty much people's first experiences. Except if you remember correctly, I would say Asher would be able to remember this. She did mention having some sort of talent, but they seem to be clerical spells. So she obviously had some experience, but this is still apparently new to her. She's similarly struggling. Seems to, from your reckoning, I mean, you could insight if you wanted to get more information, but from your first impression, she does seem to be at least doing a little better than the rest. But for the most part, it's really, really poor performance from the whole group.
Yeah, all insight, but I have shit insight.
All right. Yeah, it's pretty much just what I told you is all you can glean. Really poor performance from most of the people. It looks like probably a lot of their more or less first experiences trying this stuff, and she looks to be doing at least slightly better, but that's it.
Look, these Fang, I know you're not really the magic type, but
Fang
could probably do magic. Watch this.
Yeah, Fang could probably. actually easily surpass all of the kids in the crowd there in terms of magical ability.
Hey, Fang, you want to teach these kids how to do real magic?
If someone allowed me the ability to multi-class into Warlock, I would take it. But I can't.
Hey, knowing Kenji, he probably gave you like 12 opportunities to become a warlock, but you said no every time.
Hey, I don't have this. One, you guys fucked up my necromancy deal. Two, I don't have the stats.
I wasn't there for that.
Fang unfortunately does not have the stats to be a warlock.
Oh. Well, I guess I technically do, but it's also being rolled up in intelligence. It doesn't matter. Anyway, Fang, let's.
Yeah.
If you want to help teach, want to be my assistant for these magical lessons?
Are we allowed to do that?
Probably not. But I assume
I'm only 2 levels away to being a warlock.
You're 2 levels away?
Your charisma has to be 13. Mine's an 11.
Oh god. Well, you can still watch. Yeah, I'm gonna go up there and try to teach him something.
All right,
you see a dude who looks like he's maybe
with my mediocre magical capabilities.
As you walk up, you see a dude who looks like he's maybe kind of middle-aged. He's got this long, kind of wavy, scruffy red hair and a big, think like approaching one of those Kurt Russell mustaches, you know. And he's
okay.
And he's just speaking in this low voice, kind of going through the basics of these lessons with the group. And he doesn't really seem to pay much mind to you as you first walk up.
How would Asher go about this? I'm assuming he's. I don't know. Is he? How is he teaching? Like, is he going into like the theoretical bullshit of like magic? Like, because I'm self-taught.
He's keeping it pretty practical for the most part, but he's keeping it pretty practical for the most part, but he seems to every once in a while insert a little like clause here and there about the kind of the philosophical and moral uses of it rather than just focus on what it can achieve as a tool. So he's very practical in his explanation of how to use it, but he always makes sure to temper that with, never use this and think carefully about why you use this and so on and so forth.
Use your tools wisely. That type of bullshit.
Yeah.
I think the second he mentioned some philosophical magic type drivel, I'm just gonna be like, nah, guys, and I'll just start going into like a very, very, I guess, practical lesson on it, like
how fast until we're ejected from the building?
Yeah, I'm basically gonna teach some shit until I'm ejected from the building, but I'm gonna do it. God, how? It's only sucks because I am not like Asher at all. God damn. Hey, kids. Look. I'm sure what you're learning right here is pretty awesome, but I don't know, like, damn.
They all just kind of look at you blank face.
Look. Okay, first of all, okay, out of character, I have like 14 in charisma. Okay, I'm supposed to be better than this. I'm not, in reality, but
it is called acting, sir.
Well, shit, I'm not good at it. Okay.
Act like you're good at it.
There's a reason fake it till you make it is a thing.
Yeah.
True. Look, guys. Look, we don't need to. You guys don't need to hear about the philosophical aspects of magic and stuff. Okay, like hell, like I hardly think the whole educational thing, like formal schooling, doesn't matter. I mean, now still stay in school, but like, look, you don't need to know about the weave or whatever the fuck to cast a firebolt. Okay, you just have to have some fucking bat shit. Do a little finger motion and boom. So that's what I'm gonna teach you.
Yeah, like me.
That's what
And
I'm
I
gonna
make
do.
a base fall.
You see one dude, he looks like he's maybe 17 or something. He's got kind of like a buzzed head, and he speaks up. He's like, "Yeah, I like this guy's way of thinking. Why aren't we doing something we can actually use? Aren't these purple dudes trying to hunt us down or something? Shouldn't we be learning how to blast them?"
Exactly, young man.
I believe that's for combat class.
You very practical way of thinking. I like it.
Can Fang observe how the teacher's reacting to this?
Oh, go for it. Insight.
I hope the DC is low because he has none.
He seems not thrilled about this, and can you roll me a perception as well?
Can I roll one?
Yeah.
I'm gonna ignore the response, but we'll see what happens.
Okay, Asher, you notice for one thing, you notice that you gather that the instructor does not look very thrilled at all, and he seems to be trying to kind of appraise Asher and see what the deal is with him. And Asher, you notice at the corner of your eye that the instructor turned to the side and strangely he like whispers something to space next to him.
To the space next to him?
Yeah, he just like turns and whispers to nothing. Turns his head.
Hey, who are you talking to there?
He arches a brow and says, "Are you a student here?"
No, we're just visiting.
And what, pray tell, is the college you hail from?
School of Hard Knocks, sir.
Fang slaps him on the back of the head.
Ow! What the fuck?
There's your Hard Knocks.
The instructor actually laughs at that. And he says, "Well, I appreciate your enthusiasm, but perhaps you just haven't given me a chance to explain my reasoning behind all of this. If you would like to sit in on the class, you are welcome to. You might learn a thing or two."
Can
I
we?
suppose. What? Go ahead. Go ahead, Frank.
Fang just finds an unoccupied desk and just looks so out of place. Picks up his
especially
wizard
since
hat
we're
and book.
outside.
You're like in the lobby of not quite a library, but sort of like in a large lobby area, and they're mostly standing, gathered around a.
Oh, I still
place.
have in my mind College of Winterhold right here, just because of last
Yeah,
session.
pretty much. He raises a brow and looks at you, Asher, and says, "You spoke of practical knowledge. Would you care to demonstrate that?"
Yeah, sure thing.
Volunteer to be test subject.
Yeah, sure. Come on.
Yep.
All right. Look, I get it. So yeah, of course, like Purple Knights, you gotta blast them and stuff, but us magic users, we aren't known for being able to like take hits day in and day out and stuff like that. That's more my buddy's job right here, and I kind of gesture towards you, Fang. He's a tough
Hello.
motherfucker. But yes, but no. But luckily there are spells to defend yourself. And yeah, like Fang. Okay, I'm gonna cast Sanctuary on myself.
I don't
And
think
Fang,
that does
go
what
ahead
you
and
think
punch
it
me.
does.
Okay, can you roll me a perception check real quick, Asher?
Will do. I see all.
Okay. You see Lawrence kind of mutter something and wave his hand, but that's it.
Oh, is he counterspelling you?
Okay, I cast Sanctuary on myself. And go ahead, Fang, hit me.
I mean, are you
Well,
sure?
do I know if it do I know if the Sanctuary actually went into effect? Because I'm afraid he'll counterspell me now. But go ahead, keep going.
All right. Magician's red. Ah!
Roll that wisdom save.
Actually, you notice that as you tell Fang to attack you, cast your spell, and nothing actually takes effect.
Oh shit! Do I have anything for that?
Can you block a 29?
I cannot block a 29. Fuck. Okay, fine. I get it.
To be fair, I would call shenanigans on barrier magic with a mithril sword with his lore. I'm sorry, but I turned on the fire, as you heard.
Yeah, I know. Go ahead, roll damage, please.
A bunch of the nearby people and the students all react in horror as you just straight up get slashed.
Ah!
And instantly cauterized.
Yeah, exactly. I'm fine.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Was that supposed to hit something?
You know what? Yes, it was. It was a compare and contrast. See,
The
look.
instructor just kind of keeps his brow raised skeptically, and the students.
And
are
as
like,
you can see, boys and girls, even the most seasoned magic caster can be fouled up by good magic crafting weapons. I point to my flaming giant sword.
You know, I did craft.
Some of the
I did
people
make
back
that
away.
too, right?
And you see a couple people approaching, like some guys that
I
are slightly
allow
armored
them to-
approaching as you brandish the weapon.
I hold it out like I'm holding up a pan on a stove and allow them to examine the giant mithril flaming sword with a dragon's eye in it.
A couple of look like guards come up to you, Fang, and gently ask you to put the weapon away.
Oh, but I thought they were examining it.
Sorry, we can't have flaming greatswords in such close proximity to the lobby and the students. Likewise, we can't have. I don't even know if we should count this as assault. They look at you, Asher, and say,
I'm not pressing
"Mister,
charges.
no charges."
Nah, he's good. That hardly.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, you're right. Actually, the sword does not count the fire damage. You're right. So you try to activate the flames on your sword, Fang, and those don't activate either.
But it fucks with magic shit like that. Wait a second.
Wait, can I do some like a perception or insight check to see if there's
I would say probably Arcana.
Art, fantastic. I'm a flash of genius. That's to a 19.
Brain blast. Nope.
Do I have a feeling there's like some sort of anti-magic barrier or somebody stopping me?
Lawrence, if you want to try to do deception to conceal what this was, you can make
Oh
the roll,
my
or otherwise
God,
you
Necro, you're not here. You went off somewhere else.
Here. You bastard.
Okay, Asher, from your reckoning, this is really powerful, and you're pretty sure Lawrence totally just walked up and dropped an anti-magic field to troll you.
Huh. I feel like there's an anti-magic field.
I can deal with that. Red Blade Tetsaiga! And I cut at the air to try to dispel the anti-magic field.
The guards quickly try to seize you and just lead you out of the
my
building.
sword cuts magic. Let me get rid of it.
Yes. Last lesson before I go kick my friend's ass. We are useless in anti-magic fields. Don't think I should say that. I didn't think I'd have to say that, but I mean, some people. Anyway, class adjourned. And
they all
I
just
go
stare and
look at their
horror and
actual
bewilderment.
teacher.
And I
as
go
you
and fucking, blast a
as
couple fucking
as you
turret
leave
at
and
fucking Lawrence.
and are ushered out, you hear the instructor turn and say, "And that, students, is precisely why the philosophy behind the usage of magic is so important, or else you'll end up like that."
Oh, fuck you two!
Fang uses his move Earth to move his flower glass on what I assume is his desk onto the ground.
You get shoved out the door at about that time and hear it close behind you.
God. I press the digitation some tar on his face, and then I leave.
They probably would have asked you to leave as well, Lawrence, because they would have noticed the casting, so...
And I would have been 10 feet of both of them.
Do what?
I would have been 10 feet of Asher and Fang.
You would have been what to them?
10 feet?
10 feet.
Oh, yeah. They would have noticed.
Lawrence,
let me
when
make
did
sure.
you get here?
Actually, wait a second. I just realized I have something
Yeah.
that's not magic and still hurt people. My shotgun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
introduce
so you all
concept of
three are
guns.
ushered out of the building, and it's...
Well-
Lawrence, when did you get here? Do you have any more potions?
I don't know what happened last. What happened last season? Not season session.
Yeah.
I think we just speak to dead and went to a magic shop, honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause
so
he had a
that's
hard
why-
time with
since
his,
Lawrence wasn't around to make that decision, wherever he would have followed. is
Yeah,
where he
it
would
was
have
it was a
ended up.
2-hour session, effectively.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Fang, looks like I've once again proven that I am not fit for academia.
Put on ya, and I smack you back on your back.
Okay, yeah. Good one. Got any one of your got another one of your Fang snacks?
Oh, yep, here you go.
Hell yeah. I eat that immediately.
All right. Meanwhile, Soren, are you still just chilling at the villa?
I'm gambling and drinking and whoring. Yeah,
You want to roll for that?
Jesus.
sure.
All right.
Gambling,
roll me
drinking,
a,
and whoring at the same time.
Let's see. How high stakes are you going here?
A medium.
Okay.
Now, when you say medium,
roll me a
how
D100.
much cheddar are you putting on the table?
All on black, baby.
What's the most money you're gonna put on this poker game?
All right. Well, I rolled for that, and you
Jesus Christ! Please tell me it's low.
you. So in the course of it, you decide at one point throw out 100 gold bet, and I just rolled for this. You throw out that, and in an amazing display of it's called Low's Win, generally on D100. You rolled a 9, I rolled a 90. You managed to win a 10-1 and get back 1,000 gold.
Holy
No way.
shit. Well, fuck.
That's amazing. I immediately spend 300 on like the I don't know whatever's expensive.
Okay.
All the drugs.
All right, you're living it up. In the meantime, is there anything else the party's wanting to do?
Asher, can I
What
talk
was
to
that,
you over here in
Lawrence?
this
Sorry,
alleyway for a
Necro
second?
was.
Am I gonna have to start curing diseases around here?
Wait, so we have
I'm only
permanent
buying the
access to our
finest of
villa
hookers.
from the hideout?
Hmm?
So we have a teleportation thing in our hideout to the villa? Is that what happened?
I would, for the sake of ease, I would have just assumed that.
Because it's like what?
When he said villa,
there?
when he said villa, if I'm not sure if he actually meant the villa, because that would be a little bit of a travel. I assume he meant one of the places that you have in Waterdeep, because presumably he's still around in a place where there are actual like high stakes games. So.
Oh, I thought that there was a like teleportation from what's his face's
Oh, not
place.
yet. You could probably find someone to help you with that, but there's not a circle set up because that takes like a year, evidently.
Takes a year of time to enchant it and material once a week.
Mm-hmm.
Or every day. I forget which, because circle's weird.
Yeah. Which I didn't realize until later in the campaign, but yeah, that's the case. It takes a long time, at least.
To be fair, GM ruling, you could say, fuck it.
Yeah, I could. So I'm not probably not gonna make it quite a year, but it hasn't been long enough that one has been set up. It's not super far travel, so you could get there, but
Nah, it's not worth it.
But you just
so
want
this would have taken place within Waterdeep. Then, what would the party like to do? Then
Fang would like
as a
to
reminder,
talk
you
to
have
Asha.
roughly like 10 or so days until everything pops off. So
I'm just gonna spend most of my free time working on the Clockwork Dragon mech for Puck.
okay. And Fang, what were you saying? You wanted to
Fang
do?
would like to talk to Asha for a moment.
Yeah, I'm just in like I'm in like fucking Aaron's little magic.
Yeah,
portable hole or
presumably.
whatever the hell.
Well, unless you wanted a workshop,
Well, I guess I can take it out
because he doesn't have a he doesn't have a workshop in there. He just says it's basically storage for the
just there.
parts. So he probably would have pulled that out, and you would be using. It would depend on
The
if there was a certain
warehouse?
workshop you wanted to use. You could use the warehouse and sort of the tools that you have around and above your hideout, or you could use Bellum's workshop, which is more of a dedicated workshop. Because he's sort of an evocation artificer hybrid.
I could. I guess I'll use the his warehouse and stuff.
Okay, yeah. So then, which it's connected to your hideout anyway, so it's fine. But
It's all good.
yeah, you sort of have the parts have been pulled out, and just it takes up a lot of space. But that's where you would be working. So that's where you would find Asher Fang.
I guess Puck's with me, and I'm kind of getting him fitted for it. And yeah, what's up, Fang?
So
I say
Asha,
as
I
I'm
need
like-
your help with something very important.
What is it, man?
You see this berry I have here?
Barry?
Can you turn this into like a pretty jewel or something?
You want me to turn that berry into a pretty jewel?
Like can you make it like it's like it looks like a jewel?
Shit. Let's see. Can I do that?
Like I'm asking you to transmute this thing into a rock.
Do I have transmute? Do I have that spell? Transmutation or anything like that? Fabricate.
Well, shit.
I mean, if I can do it, I will. But
I'm looking to see if that's a thing in any spells, and if it is, if it's on that artificer thing. I'm not sure.
Oh well.
I mean,
I
There's
need your
transmute
help.
rock, but let me see.
I would like to commission from you a very special item. That I will go grab the material for it in a minute now that my plan to make this nice is gone.
You would have to have basically something like a true polymorph to do that.
That is fucking bullshit.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Yeah, because the other ones are like, for example, there's transmute rock and stuff like that, where you can turn like mud to rock. But I think to turn something like, for example, an organic berry into an inorganic jewel, you would need true polymorph.
That's bullshit.
Bullshit.
Because that's the only one I can see right now that lets you change a non-magical object into any other non-magical object.
Yeah, Asher's not even a 5th level spellcaster. Yeah, he can't do that shit.
That is
sorry, Fang. That's kind of out my expertise there. The
All
berry
right, then
stuff.
fine. But I need you to come with me to purchase something very important.
What do you? Okay, I guess. What do you need help with?
Hold on. I'm going to attempt to whisper to you.
Are you trying to actually whisper in Roll20?
Yes.
If so, that's /W, and if you start to type in Asher, it should pop up that you can click it. And then once you do that, anything you type should go as a whisper.
I have Katana and Lawrence for some reason.
I mean, if this doesn't work out, you can always just DM me.
Yeah. Or
Okay,
just
what the
use
hell?
smoke
I don't even
signals.
see Asher in the list. I just have Kenta and Lawrence. I don't even have Soren.
Did you begin to type Asher? Like, basically, obviously not with the period, but
Do I have to type?
that is what you would type. Obviously minus the period. But
What, me or?
he's trying to whisper
him?
you, so I'm trying to
Yeah.
and see if that works. If so, it should pop up. There's like a little drop down, and once you click his name, or I think if you just
Nope.
type the name.
Nope.
But yeah, you do that without the period. Yeah, I just typed it that way because if I do it with without the period, then it'll actually have me whisper Asher. But if you do /W space and then start typing Asher, then you should be able to select his name.
I see
and then,
I see the whispered message from you, Fang.
yeah.
Go ahead. Well, why do you need to buy that? And why are you asking me about it?
Is anyone else in the party around at this point? Would either Lawrence or Soren be around? I ask for the purposes of how good he's whispering. So
Probably not.
I probably have a question on a spell.
okay.
I'm trying to put up a sanctuary, so I could use word of recall. But the thing is, it says that it has to be a place that's designated to my deity, which I do not believe.
Asher, I want you to make a wisdom check to see if you can piece this together.
Okay, it says within a location such as a temple dedicated to or strongly linked to your deity.
Well, if I could.
You could, I would say, there's two ways we can do this, Lawrence. It would depend, or Necro, it depends on how you would want to do it. I'm good with either. I would say either one. We could say that even though Lawrence does not really have that good of a relationship and necessarily believe in his deity, that as long as he designated a sanctuary that is aligned to that deity because of his connection with Azamar and all that, word of recall would work that way. Or we could say, if you prefer to rule it this way, that since it says a location such as a temple dedicated to or strongly linked to your deity, and he really tries not to interact with his deity too much. It could be something that is more aligned with him, such as a hospital. I would say either one of those are fair. If you have a preference, then let me know. But generally, even if he doesn't necessarily believe, if he actually cast it, I'm trying to look at the spell and figure out the intent of it. So it says it's kind of weird because clerics are meant to have a deity that they're dedicated to, and even though Lawrence has one he's connected to, because of his character, he probably wouldn't go out of his way to designate that. So I would say if you could find one, it would still work, even though he doesn't do that.
Because how I was thinking, I was just gonna buy some paint and do like a little, I wouldn't say shrine, but like a place where I could put my family's symbol and have that as like where I'm connected. Especially if it were near like a clinic or a hospital or something. I'm cool with that. It fits the character. So yeah, if you want to do that, I would just, instead of the limitation that it has to be linked to your deity, I would say that it has to be something that would be like linked to your family and linked to Lawrence and what he really believes in and what he goes for. So yeah, if you wanted to do that, then something like a clinic or a hospital or a family shrine would work. If you went on your way to set that up. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, that's fine. All right, just wanted to go ahead and address that so he can figure out how he wants to do that. You guys can go ahead now.
Okay, so ooh, I'm sorry. I already sent you some whispers, but you wanted me to do a wisdom?
I was just... You as a person probably know what the hell I'm talking about, but I'm wondering if your character does.
I mean, I think he can put the pieces together.
Are you sure? He's not exactly
his
the most
wisdom's
social
11.
Person.
It's not terrible. I mean,
he's trying to create ring pops.
Oh, totally. Shit, you want rain pops? I'm kidding.
So I know I can probably buy the jewel, but I'm going to need your help to make the thing. Got it?
Yeah, I can do that real fast, man. Don't worry.
Alright, Fang and Asha will go look for a gemsmith.
You said you're looking for what?
Jewelry.
Okay, give me just investigation checks from both of you. If you want to do separate rolls and take an average, that's fine. Or if you want to give assistance, that's also cool.
Fang, please don't tell me you're buying a wedding ring right before a major battle. Please don't raise the death flag.
Good roll.
Beautiful.
All right, yeah, Asher, you're able to pretty easily locate a what tier? What's your tier of jewelry shop you're looking for here? A jeweler?
Yeah. What are you looking for, Fang?
I have $300 dues to spend on a rock.
300? Nah. I mean, what tier is 300 gold?
It'll probably be relatively limited. There's only going to be a few jewels that he can probably find.
No. That won't. I don't know how materialistic your little friend there is, but that won't be enough. Here, take this. I just give him like 1,000 gold. We can make something better.
Oh. Asher, in light of your self-sacrifice, I would like you to be my person that stands next to me.
Best man? Hell yeah.
It's that easy, huh? Just buy your way into the
I mean, Taz doesn't exist anymore. He would have asked Taz, but he's gone.
Yeah, Taz is just work at the forge, man.
Hey, we're about to face certain death. Fang doesn't want regrets.
No regrets. Got it.
So my budget is now 1,300 gold.
Yeah, what tier is that now? We getting into...
Oh yeah, you can go to a kind of an upscale place for that for sure. Have a lot more selection.
Hell yeah.
I actually have a stupidly detailed generator of jewelry that I've pulled up. So.
Hell yeah. Well, let's go to this fucking high class fancy place. Fantasy K's. I don't fucking know jewelry.
I don't either, so I'm going to say a lot of fancy words that I don't understand and make it sound cool. So.
We want the cut to be 3.9, so we can afford to have a 5-carat band.
You want to
I just imagine Fang actually knows what the hell he's talking about.
You want a 45 long slot sapphire with laser sight?
Holy shit. Fang, you can snipe people with this ring. Damn. Maybe I should have been a jeweler. Okay.
Actually, quick question to Asha. How much is a... No, actually, no. Out of game. No, never mind. I was going to think of something, but no, that doesn't make sense. Alright, so Fang's goal is to buy a jewel that Asher can affix to a custom band that he's gonna.
Okay, so you're not looking to get the whole thing,
right?
Okay.
Yeah, I should lower the price a bit. I don't know what type of rock does what type of jewel does she like best? Like is she classic diamonds are a girl's best friend?
I mean, she's a centaur who can somehow steal from people despite having horse feet.
Yeah, I've never heard of a jewel associated with anything like that before. Quick question: is this wedding ring gonna be like the nose ring that she wears, or is this gonna be like an actual
be a horse
ring?
Shut up! Shut the fuck up!
I mean,
so Kenji, Feng would like to look for a crystal that is multicolored. If that makes sense.
Okay, fairy fire. Got you. Okay.
I mean, you say that, but what else would you call...
All right, yeah. I actually have a picture reference for this one.
Oh, please post it.
You can let me know. This is what you're looking for. This one is the $2,400.50 on the website. Yeah. Surprisingly, I don't have a jewel folder in my pictures library, but I do now. All right, so you find one that is described as it's huge, brilliant dark green alexandrite, mostly dark green, but it is not entirely dark green. It looks somewhat like this.
Wow.
Oh damn!
It's kind of get some red speckled in here as well, here and there. As you turn it, it kind of glitters with red.
Yeah, what you think about this one, Fang?
Ooh. Yeah, that fits up perfectly. The nice, cool texture of nature, also with that fiery hot temper.
Yeah, there's a huge one and then there's a small one that he has.
Yeah.
I actually have to ask this. Like, what's the actual size difference?
They're just described as huge and small, so I'm gonna imagine like the huge one is probably like the size of a knuckle, and the small one is probably more like the size of a pinhead or something. Not a pinhead, but like a thumbtack. That's my reference here.
I would love to get her the big one, but because of her occupation, I think she would appreciate the smaller one better.
Again, way to think practically. At least somebody learned that from that lesson.
We would like the smaller gem, Gauchon.
Of course. That'll be. Oh, for you, such an occasion, I think 500 gold is fair.
Thank you, good sir.
And he carefully packs the thing in a way that
So
it is
Necro knows this is actually
safely.
not the first time I've had to roleplay buying gems as a wedding couple.
And it gets passed over after you pay the 500 gold, assuming you do. And you can add a small, multicolored alexandrite to your inventory.
All right, and want me to get to work on this right away, Fang?
Yes, sir, and I actually have a design in mind. If you would be so kind. Fang pulls out a poorly drawn scrap of paper.
And since that'll probably never come up again, here's a fun fact on that generator I used. One of the things that got generated was like a huge mithril bowl lined with all kinds of elaborate, flawless diamonds, and the cost got calculated to over 89,000. So,
God damn. Yeah, makes sense.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm assuming this design is as poorly drawn as the one for your sword.
It looks like you know what happens to paper when you constantly draw and erase into the black spotches.
Yeah. Oh god.
It's a lot like that, but the final design is a crudely drawn circle, but there's like vines. They're like what you assume are vines, and in the center is like a tiny little flower that the gem would be right in the middle of and be pointing out. If you see pointing to the thing, then she can use it to cut into windows and the such.
Cut went. Wow, that's pretty fucking cool. Holy shit. Yeah. Of course, yeah, I'll get to this right away.
Fang is the practical boyfriend. He buys gifts she'll use.
Do you want to go ahead and make the check then for the work?
I ran out of flashes of genius though.
Yeah, you can wait if you want. I just want to make sure that I give you the opportunity.
I'll do it first thing in the morning so I have those flashes ready.
All right. Then I'll ask, does anyone else in the party want to do anything over the course of the day, or are you all just going to be prepared to head out and continue on with whatever plans have been made since Soren? I know, Soren, you had last session contacted some people. I think it was last session, maybe the session before last. So,
no, it was last session, but yeah, I would just keep up with that and kind of like check in with everyone. And I'd probably message the dwarf army just to see where they're at, and just like kind of like, you know, message all the important people, players that we are, you know, in touch with for the upcoming battle, and then inform the Waterdeep Council of all the pieces. The board is set. The pieces are moving.
Yeah, the die has been cast, but Talvar tells you that the politics there are really getting heated, but he's been moving more overtly since it seems he's probably been found out anyway, and he's been reinforcing his troops. He's secured his own, the part of Neverwinter that he commands. He's made sure to secure it as well as he can. And And he says he'll be prepared to offer assistance from the inside when things pop off. He doesn't know how many troops that he can provide. As well, he gives you an idea that he'll be able to provide at least some hundreds, but probably not nearly as many as will be opposing you all. But he'll be sure to send at his finest. The dwarves tell you that you can see the Sword Coast map, right?
Yes.
The dwarves tell you that they've just passed Luskin. They're passing around
Okay.
Luskin right now. And Thalos tells you that the preparations for sabotage are going well, and that they're gonna focus on some of the. A lot of the sewers and crypts have been sealed from the outside, but they have discovered that some of them have not been sealed as well from the inside. So they're gonna focus on sabotaging some of those, and making sure to disrupt any supply lines that they can.
Cool. What was the name of the place that we said we were gonna go do? Check it out. Where the
graves, I think.
Helm's Hold.
Helm's Hold. Thank you.
It's approximately right there. Yeah. He speaking of which, Talvar does tell you that he has sent the command to for what remaining forces he had near Helm's Hold to most of his had already been withdrawn, but he says that it might come back to bite him, but he has basically pulled rank to command some of the folks still left at Helm's Hold to pull back, and that and the coming, at least for the couple days, Helm's Hold will probably be a bit more clear, but once word gets back and the other generals start to step in, it'll probably get iffy again, so you should probably move within the next few days if you intend on going to Helm's Hold.
Yeah, we should go like tomorrow.
All right. Anything else? Anybody else want to do anything in that day then, or just want to go ahead and pass the day?
Like I said, like literally first thing in the morning, I will fix that ring and then I'll head out.
All right. So in that case, we can go ahead and pass. You'll get your long rest, and that would be a check with jeweler's tools.
And Fang assist him.
Jeweler's tools?
Yeah. And sorry, what was that, Lawrence?
I do not have that as a proficiency, actually. Ugh.
Lawrence, Necker, you were saying something, but I missed it. What was that?
How long does it take to get from Waterdeep to Golden Field?
To Golden Fields. You could. It would depend if you really push. Like if you stopped along the way once your horses were, foaming and collapsing to get another horse, and you were willing to pay for that along the way, then you could probably make it there within the day, or just about. If you just rode straight through, swapped out your horses when you could.
Yeah, I don't have proficiency at all in the jeweler's tools. Can I try to make it with like a tinker tools check, but with like a penalty?
I would say if you wanted to take disadvantage on that, you could maybe.
Can Fang assist with fixing this nice special item?
All right.
I will cast enhance. Yeah, I was gonna cast enhance ability on myself, but if you're helping me, that's fine.
And in the meantime, as you roll that, Lawrence, what are you intending to go to Golden Fields? Is that why you asked?
Yeah, I was gonna summon my snake and travel towards there.
Oh, does your snake have a flying speed?
Flying speed of 90 feet.
Okay, yeah, you could get there much faster then. You could definitely easily get there within the day with a flying speed of 90.
Yeah. So I got a 30. I'm going to add a flash of genius towards it anyway. Not that it really needs it, but it's just to make it look even better. So 34.
All right. I raised the DC for that, for having Tinker's tools and disadvantage, but a 34 still beats it. And even though you're not really sure how to work jewelry properly, you sort of from your general crafting knowledge, try to rig this one up, and you come out with a pretty fine looking product.
What you think, Fang? I didn't have the optimal tools or the know-how, but I think I did it. Would this be acceptable?
It's beautiful. I hope she likes it.
I hope so too, man. Man, good.
Right.
I hand him to the ring. I'm like, good luck out there.
So you now have a multicolored Alexandrite band, Fang. Lawrence, what were you intended to do in Goldenfield?
Just to help out, meet the family.
Okay. Yeah, you can help out, communicate with your family. This situation is much better, and even though some defense preparations have been made for the possible income and danger, for the most part, the place is thriving, especially compared to how it was, and with the immense amount of people, clerics and things nearby that have gone and done some healing, as well as a few druids that have helped deal with the land. It's a pretty bountiful, healthy place now, and the clinic of your family has been properly reestablished. If there's anything else specific you are wanting to do there, then you can mention it. Otherwise, just let me know if and how and when you intend to return. So I'll be able to keep track of that as we kind of pass the day here.
Until somebody sends me a message.
Okay. So the day passes then as Lawrence, you travel out there and spend the day and the night with your family and with the people of Goldenfield. And upon the next morning, the ring is made and given to Fang, and now I'm assuming you all woke early because of the urgency of things. So sort of the sun has just started to rise.
I forget,
what
is
would
this
you
the
all like
day
to
of the
do?
attack?
Do what?
Is this the day of the attack, or do we
No,
still
no,
have a
you
couple
have
days to
none
get
more
there?
days, but if you have none more days, but I'm assuming, unless stated otherwise, that your party is kind of trying to get up a little early so that you'll have the day ahead of you, since things are pretty urgent right now. So unless for whatever reason you would have wanted to sleep in later, I'll say that you all awake around the time that the sun is rising, and that's when the band is given to you, Fang. And now you all are free to do as you wish. It's the next day.
All right. Oh.
And Soren, I'll say that you would know. You would have been told by someone at least that Lawrence had traveled out and is awaiting a message for whenever you all intend to move. Since you're the one that mostly seems to handle the communications, so.
Okay. Yeah, then I'll if once I notice he's not here, I'll send a sending spell to him.
All right.
Saying
What would
we're
you?
ready to move out to Helmshold to come back. Or he can meet us there, I guess. But up to him.
Yeah, so Lawrence, you received the send-in message.
Know where we're meeting up again?
You're intended to go to a place called Helmshold, which is, if you can see where I'm pinging, it's just southeast of Neverwinter. On the other side of the high road, down a little ways.
Yeah, just I respond. Yeah, just meet me at insert hospital, clinic, or wherever I set up the where do we call that, and I'll teleport there.
Okay. Yeah, so you're able to make it back with that recall to Waterdeep. The other two Asher and Fang, now that the jewelry is taken care of, is there anything else you would like to do in your last little bit while you're in Waterdeep before presumably the party is planning to head out to Helm's Hold soon to prepare for the actual siege of Neverwinter?
I
Or
got
at least
nothing.
infiltration. The reason I keep asking and emphasizing it is because
We're at the point of
I'm
no
not-
return. We get it.
yeah, I'm not sure that you'll be able to come back to Waterdeep. There might be a small period after the fact, but
Well, shit. How much?
Asher, take this money to Lawrence and have him make all the potions.
Yeah, I'll do that. Fuck it.
I give
you
Asher
couldn't do
800 gold.
You couldn't tell me this when I was at Golden Field when I had it like literally a staff full of healers that could help us make more.
I didn't know you were going there.
I was there.
Well, let's go
Kenji,
back.
do you want to retcon us handing him money to make shit?
it would be up to whether Lawrence would have told the party or if he would have just kind of dipped. And
I would have told Soren at most, since he has Cindy.
okay, so
And then Bang and Asher had left somewhere.
Yeah,
so
I'm
Soren,
fine with that.
you would have known that Lawrence was out. Whether you would have communicated anything about healing potions, that'll be up to what Soren would have done.
Yeah, I would have asked. We're getting into some serious shit. Probably gonna need some healing soon. Make sure to grab some potions while you're out there.
Yeah, I will give you a potion making. Yeah.
All right. It's an easy way to do this. I'll say.
Asher, I need your help.
What is it, man?
I need you to help me make the most romantic dinner I can think of. And cook. Basically, I need you to
All right.
stand there and hand me things while I cook.
Yeah, yeah, will do. I don't really know how to cook myself, so yeah, you're the expert here. I will help you cook.
I'm gonna save all this shit for last, so if anyone wants to do anything, they can do it. I just wanted it to be out there so he doesn't skip ahead.
All right, I'm just gonna have him do that in the meantime. But yeah, if you're intending to do like a dinner or anything like that, you can go ahead. I'm just gonna have to do some rolls and then see what Lawrence rolls, because I'll kind of combine them, roll for the other healers, and see about how many healing potions they could have churned out.
Alright, I'm gonna be making all of her favorite food. What attribute would you like this to be under?
Oh, wait up. Should have something for this. Right. I was gonna look for something to boost up wisdom.
I just have enhanced ability. Or wait, that's somebody else.
I know you do you have guidance? That would be the only thing I know of off the top of my head that I've seen you use before to boost stuff.
That or I could use, enhance ability. So I guess I use enhance ability.
All right.
Guessing 5th level to get as many people.
All right.
Ooh, shit. That's
Yeah,
good.
that'll do it. Damn.
37. And they got a nat 20, so.
These are the finest healing potions in all the land. Maybe.
Depends on which levels we made it at.
Yeah, so you get you get 15 potions of greater healing, 3
Jeez.
potions of superior healing, and 2 potions of supreme healing.
What are potions of supreme healing?
So supreme is 10d4 plus 20.
Jesus.
Yeah, he got a 37, and then they rolled in at 20. So
Well,
Okay, we're stocked.
yeah. Mind if I take that Supreme? Is that a bit too much?
It depends who's our tanks.
Ahem.
Never mind. Well, if they're intended for the tanks, then fine, we'll let them have them. I'll just take a superior. I mean, yes, take a superior then. Just for myself.
So was it 23 regular potions? Since I had an 8 to begin with. Oh wait. 9.
yeah, reminder that Lawrence has been making potions over the whole campaign using his downtime, so he probably has still a big stock.
Yeah.
Yeah, how many regular ones do you have?
I got 8 regulars. I was gonna combine them with the greater by accident. So
Can I have like 3 of those regulars?
Yeah, sure. So 5 regular, 16 greater, 2 superior, and a supreme, right?
All right. Yep. So you're able to get that much of sort of a potion stock out of it. And you all will have that to divvy up however you wish among the party and among your allies. So that takes care of Lawrence's thing in Golden Fields. Fang, you said you're cooking?
Yes, sir. What attribute would you like me to use to cook all her favorite foods?
I would say your choice of either Dex or Wisdom.
I'm gonna go with the wisdom.
I'm helping you, so that's advantage, right?
Yeah.
Dirty 20
Flash
on
of
both
genius.
sides.
It's 24 now.
All right. So you managed to whip up some of your finer work, thanks to you. You make it, and it's definitely some quality work. But there's just something that's not quite clicking. Maybe it's the pressure. And then Asher comes in and points out a few things, a few areas of improvement, and a little bit of work goes a long way in that regard. And you come up with one of the finest meals you've ever produced.
Yeah, it just needs a little bit more salt. Maybe some paprika.
Flash cut the fang, sprinkle with salt.
Fucking perfection. It's good shit.
Oh, I'm so nervous.
You nervous?
Yes.
Look, don't be. You're very strong half-orc barbarian dude. Excellent cook. Dude, you got this in the bag. Yeah. Shit. I guess I will. Can I enhance ability charisma checks? Yes, I can do that.
Yeah, I think every ability has an enhance ability version, right?
Yeah.
What is charisma? Is that the eagle's charisma?
It
What
might
is
be
this?
the fox. It's probably fox.
Fox is cunning.
No, that's intelligence. Eagle's splendor is a charisma one.
Eagle.
Yeah. Because of America, baby.
Yeah, it's because Dex
Fuck.
is the cat's something.
Yeah, it's bear for constitution, bull for strength, cat for dex, eagle for charisma, fox for intelligence, and owl for wisdom. Why? It's in that order: con, strength, dex, charisma, intelligence, wisdom.
Yeah, they
I don't know.
fucked it all up, man.
That's scuffed.
But yeah, I'm assuming this is like just before your dinner date, and like as you, like just before you go out there to serve it, I pat you on the back, give you enhance ability for charisma, and like good luck out there, buddy. You got this.
So to spare the cringe of me and freaking Kenji role-playing this.
This is why we have enhance ability.
I'm giving you an out, Kenji. I'm giving you the out. We don't have to roleplay this.
No, now you're going to.
Okay. Hey, dude, you're the girl in this situation. I gotta...
I'll forge an out for myself, but you have to at least... You gotta tell me at least what Fang would say.
Okay.
Good luck, buddy.
Give me a second.
Funny,
I have to think.
I was like this too when it came to that dwarf woman.
If I have to suffer, so do you.
Yeah, you bastard. Like I was all in character thinking, yeah, this is what Asher would do, and then I realized, oh, this is what I would have to do as Dr. Handy. Oh, fuck. And from that point onward, all of my characters are asexual.
Okay. So about midway through the dinner... Okay, this actually tells you how much we've actually paid attention to this subplot. I cannot remember how to pronounce her name. I believe it's Mira. Mira. I believe is how I pronounce that.
What, you don't know how to pronounce my name? Screw you.
Hey, day one, that was a possibility. We shelved all side plots. God, this is gonna be cringe, and it's gonna be on the internet.
It is, it really is.
This is the price you must pay.
The price for ultimate power. Okay. God, why the fuck is this so hard? God, this is gonna suck. Okay. Mira. Ugh. God, my head.
I find alcohol makes things way easier.
Unfortunately, there's not a drop of booze in my house at the moment.
Probably ruin the mood in a place.
I've known you for almost my entire life. And I can't... Well... God damn it, Kenji.
It hurts, doesn't it?
And I cannot... And those years of you disappeared and trying to track you down were the hardest of my life. And then he goes... She's a centaur, so I don't think kneeling down would actually be appropriate, now that I think about it.
Aren't you large, though?
Fang's only 5'10". Centaurs are, like, average 6.
Fang's only 5'10".
Yeah.
You're short, man.
Wow, just a party of manlets we all are, aren't we?
Actually,
Asher's like
funny enough-
5'6".
Wait, how tall are you again?
I'm 5'6".
No, Fang.
Fang's 5'10".
We're the same size.
Oh my god. Just one's rippling with muscle.
Alright, so you do not kneel then, is what you're saying.
No, what Fang will do is take her hands very gently and put the ring in her, without showing her, which is probably going to be almost impossible because she's a rogue, put the ring in her hand. It's like, and I would be honored if you would walk into that sunset with me.
Cue the Red Dead 2 epilogue wedding scene. Okay, she arches her brow in sort of surprise, and then says in a sort of humored tone, I think this is the first time I've had a ring in my hand without having to take it. And after a moment, she says, only on one condition.
Anything.
Come back from that siege in one piece.
You have my word. I will come back alive.
Cut to the
Death
Winter Queen
flags.
killing Fang.
Yeah, no shit.
Congratulations, Fang.
It's a good thing
You
I
are
paid
now-
Lawrence that life insurance money.
So bad he already spent all that money.
Damn it.
Congratulations, Fang is now a soon-to-be married man, unless he dies.
Woohoo!
You are engaged. Huzzah!
Well, that's all
Well,
I could
Asher's
think
just
of.
kind of clapping in the background, just yay! But that's it.
Yeah, and
Soren just walks in like, We have to go. We have to go. Enough fucking around. Yeah. End of the world's at stake. Let's go. Lawrence is meeting us. Let's go.
Oh shit. Okay, fuck.
In case anyone forgot what she looked like.
Well, I don't know what she looks like. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
Like a druid.
It's a dryad.
Yeah, emotion. It is. It looks like the dryads. from
It's
Warcraft.
really hard to find centaur art.
Yeah. That's not just like a centaur warrior with a spear or whatever, like a centaur dude. But yeah, you have this great emotional moment thing. You're now engaged. You enjoy the meal, and then Soren comes in and tells you all it's time to dip. So
Fucking kills the mood.
Reality sinks in.
That's what you call it.
So you all are able to meet up, and presume you're planning to travel.
Yep.
Is there anyone that you are requesting come with you from Waterdeep?
Well, I assume Dragonface is coming with us.
Yeah, always dragon faced.
All right, yeah, he'll tag along.
Do you think we could get Taz and whoever the fuck else is Big Herc in town?
You're not sure if Big Herc is in town, actually.
Do I perhaps have, like, from my times back in the magic item trading days, do I perhaps know a couple people that owe me favors and will act as, like, mercenaries in this bullshit?
I'll say we can roll for that. Roll me a D100.
Will do.
At least in Waterdeep, there's no one in particular that owes. There's some small favors, but no one in particular in Waterdeep that owes you a favor you think would be enough to warrant them joining in such a combat or such a massive effort.
I really am I'm too small time of a magic item salesman, unfortunately. Oh well.
Yeah, it's just you have some small favors that you can call in this area, but like it's nothing, particularly in Waterdeep. It's you don't think it's anything major enough in this area. To maybe up in Neverwinter, but
well, we'll be by the time we get to Neverwinter. Whatever, I'll be fine. Never mind.
Dragonface asks you, he mentions that he is relatively unfamiliar with Helm's Hold, but if you want to risk a questionable teleportation, he will advise against it, but he will be willing to do so if you want to save the time.
I mean, it's going to take so long otherwise to get there. Right? Like, we're at a time. It's like a 10-day, like we only have 10 days left.
Yeah, actually somewhere, like 9 to maybe 10. So,
and it would take too long.
It would probably take at least half of that, maybe more, to get up there. Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll describe it to him.
Right.
Or can we take ships? Would that be faster?
Maybe.
We have to tell the pirate to start sieging Neverwinter.
It would probably be faster to an extent, but you would still have to dock at Lalan and then run up the rest of the distance. Because presumably you're not going to pull into the port of Neverwinter. So.
No, we'd go somewhere closer and then, take horses all the way up.
The whole reason we're going to teleport is so we can stage it when the shit happens, right?
So Dragonface can teleport and see how that turns out, or you could try to take a ship up to Lalan and take horses or whatever from there. Or sorry, Leyland. Or it's either, evidently, but
Yeah, I mean, I think that works if we still have time. Then I think that works.
Yeah. The town is technically allied to Waterdeep, so shouldn't be an issue. So you do want to do that then? Party okay
I'm
with that?
down, guys.
Any objections to taking a ship up to Leylon and then going the rest of the way on foot or on horseback, whatever?
Nah, sounds good.
Quick question. Can't we just teleport to Leylon then?
Dragonface isn't super familiar with that either. He's about as familiar with Leylon as he is with Helm's Hold.
Yeah, but if
Then
we fuck up
he
there, we
mentions-
can take the day and sneak up.
Basically, what he tells you is that the less familiar he is with a place, the higher the chance that something could go wrong and you end up not where you want to go, which is why.
Is anyone from Leylon?
Where's
No.
Leylon? What is Leylon, actually?
It's a small mining town of only a few thousand. It's basically it's a little mining town that's allied to Waterdeep. Mostly people just go there. They stop there whenever they're traveling along the high road. But
how close is it to Waterdeep, or where is it?
can you see it? I'm paying.
Sorry,
It's
I was
pretty
away
far.
from the computer. Oh, actually, I said I was from a small village outside of Neverwinter. Could that be the place I was from?
Sure, if you wanted to.
That would make it
wouldn't-
a guaranteed
It wouldn't help much.
success.
With
It doesn't
the
help him.
location, though. Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't help with him.
Yeah.
Damn.
I thought if you had exact shit from the place, it becomes a guarantee.
The way it works is that if there's a permanent circle or associated object, then it is guaranteed. And an associated object means you possess an object taken from the desired destination within the last 6 months, such as a book from a wizard's library, bed linen from a royal suite, or a chunk of marble from a lich's secret tomb. After that, if you're very familiar, that's the best chance. Seen casually is the next, then viewed once, then description, then false destination is just the chance that you. Yeah. False destination is like if you view an illusion and you think it's real and you try to teleport to that, which isn't a thing that you'll have to worry about right now. But it would have to be something specific from the specific part of Lalon that you're trying to go to, taken within the last 6 months.
What, me? I'm sorry.
Yeah, in order for an associated object to allow him to guarantee the teleportation, it has to be something specific taken from the specific destination. Like, for example, a room or one specific destination within Lalon, and it would have been taken in the last 6 months.
I mean, Asher's kind of an idiot. Like, he'd probably go back to Lylon every once in a while to visit his folks, and maybe before he met the party, he, I don't know, got like a little souvenir from the town, like a little keepsake from the family.
I mean, it can literally just be a spoon. For crying out loud.
It's just that, yeah, he would have to know exactly where it came from.
Yeah.
Because he would have to know where he's aiming it.
Yeah, I'd assume he'd have something stupid from Lylon that Asher still has.
Quick, look at your inventory. What's miscellaneous from your backstory?
God. Let me look here. Actually, now that I think about it, I probably could. Actually, the dagger was probably from Lylon. My dagger. So, That just makes sense, actually. Yeah, my dagger.
Okay, where in Lalan did it come from?
Probably my residence. Since it's mine.
All right. The issue is I'm not super sure based on the word and if that would work because it still has to be his desired destination. And he wouldn't know what your residence is.
So even if he has an item, he still doesn't know because he doesn't know where my house is.
I'll post how it's worded. Hang on.
Yeah, check Sage Advice, see if that has a salvation.
Taken from the desired destination, and the examples given are like rooms and buildings.
Yeah, but also bed sheets count.
Yeah, but I mean the thing is, he.
Are they have to be like room specific?
He wouldn't. Yeah, the issue is that he wouldn't know what that desired location is. Like the way it's worded, it seems to me to suggest that you need the object, and then the object needs to be from the desired location. So, like for example, if you came and you brought your bed sheet to a random guy, I can't imagine that he would be able to use that to teleport perfectly into your room because he would still need to know where that came from. So that's the issue here.
Okay, so basically we can't do shit. Like,
I'm trying to figure that out right now, but it seems iffy to me that
So we're taking the boat.
man, I wanted to, just teleport into my parents' house and be all like, "Hey, what's up, guys?" Just in the middle of a,
I mean, I can
starting
tell
a
you
civil
for the
war.
sake of moving this along, if you want to do this, because it's kind of a gray area, I'll just up the chances to the point that it would be like a 3/4 chance that it would work.
That
And a
sound good
quarter
with
chance
everybody?
that there would be a mishap.
Sure.
But that would be up to you all.
Yeah, we'll do it.
So essentially, I would just move it to him rolling as if it were very familiar. If you all want to do that.
Sounds good.
I'm good with
All
it.
right. He'll cast then and take the party and...
Oh no.
High or low, high or low, high or low.
It's the table. Low is bad.
If he had rolled a 5 or below, it would have been a mishap. But he rolled a 6. So you end up in a bedroom. Y'all transported in the blink of an eye. You end up in a bedroom, and just the whole party plus Dragonface, you all end up in this bedroom, this really small, cramped bedroom, in what seems like a cottage. You're all cramped. You can barely fit in the room.
Does this room look familiar to me?
He was one off. I'll tell you guys. He was one off from you guys all taking 3d10 force damage and me re-rolling on the table to see where the heck in the world you would have wound up. So.
Oh my god.
No, this does not seem familiar to you.
Well,
Or in somebody else's room. And then to the country.
Are there windows?
at least we're not in the water. That's nice. I guess I get out of the room. I'll try to squeeze my way out. Just like.
Also, I'm going to assume, since we want to go ahead and establish Lalan as your place, that if you need to get any, you'll probably have, obviously, a basic overview of information about Lalan, and if you need specific information, then you can make checks with probably low DCs.
Cool.
To get some of that. Sure.
Okay.
But yeah, you all look around, you're cramped, like you can all barely fit into this bedroom.
Yeah, I reach for the door.
Okay, it's it's not even locked from the inside or anything. It's just it opens, and there's a little hall. Very modest. There's not really much in the way of decoration.
I'm gonna try to kind of sneak my way out of the house as best as I can. Mind if I roll for that?
Yeah, if you want to stealth. All right, go ahead and start sneaking through the house. Is anyone else following him? In fact, I will have everybody roll stealth to just see how quiet you all are in the room. But if anyone, so everybody is able. So Asher, you're super quiet. Let me get Dragonface. Let's see if Dragonface fumbles.
I rolled a fucking 1.
Did you mean to have advantage on that?
No. It's a 1.
Use a 2, good sir.
Dragonface got a nat 20.
Oh, Dragonface. Where the hell did he go?
So everybody's super quiet. And then Lawrence comes in sounding like a tool chest being rolled down the stairs. And then Fang, you're just, especially because of your great sword, the size of it just scrapes really loudly against the wood and like tears up some of the flooring.
Oh my god.
No, I was cut off by the teleportation that landed on my back on top of the bed, breaking it.
Yep. And then the thing you just hear as some of the flooring is torn up from the end of the sword. And as you begin to sneak out, Asher, you can hear like some panic, and not really panic, but like confusion and commotion downstairs. Is anyone else following Asher? All right, Asher.
I guess not.
You're free to move about as you want.
Cool. I take the nearest window, get out of the fucking house, and kind
There are
of.
no windows that you can see. There is a very, very small window.
I'm a very small person.
Well, when I say very, very small, like it would be, you could maybe fit a child through it. But
Well, God, this is what magic's for. I'm gonna reduce myself.
and you all can hear footsteps coming up the stairs.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast enlarge reduce my size, and then go through the fucking window.
It is locked. Well, actually,
I will
don't know if
use
it would be
thief
locked or
tools.
sealed.
Well, even still, I'd have thieves' tools.
I don't know if it would be. I'll say it's not locked. It's just you would have to take them a second to pry it open. They probably don't have actual locks on the window.
Mm.
It's like a push window, you know. So you take
Yeah.
a second time to do that, and you're just trying to dip. It's a couple stories, I'll tell you.
I'll be fine.
All right, you'll be falling about 20 feet, and about that time.
Actually, I think I have Featherfall.
You.
No, I didn't take it.
About that time, the rest of you, you see kind of around the corner. Are you plane shifting? Everybody was.
What?
Wait, what?
I was about to say, what plane? But about that time, as Asher goes to dip from the window, the rest of you see, just around the corner, you see what looks like a really old, or a relatively old halfling, along with a much younger halfling, maybe his son. They come in. One of them's got what looks like a kitchen knife, and the other one's holding up a stool.
Okay.
And he's got it up, and he's got like he's about to swing, and they kind of push the door open and then look at you all in complete confusion.
Okay, after I fall on my face, do I know what residence this place is now? Like, can I look at their mailbox?
Give me an investigation check.
Okay, but how much damage do I take?
If you didn't feather fall, then it'd be 20 feet worth. So what is that, guys? It's like 2d6, right? It's 1d6 for every 10 feet of fall.
Yeah, it's 2d6. Ow. Okay. I'm cool.
You kind of land on your butt, and it's just not a good time.
Yeah, I've rolled a nat 1.
Yeah, you look around for the mailbox, but you can't seem to find one.
Actually, can't flash of genius, because why the hell not? It's a 14 now.
All right, you do manage to find a little place for mail, and you see that this is the Brandywood residence, and you recognize that this is in Lalon, and you actually remember the Brandywoods as a kind of little country halfling family, and they were your neighbors.
Oh, we're close. Yeah, we're pretty close, actually.
In
little
the
off.
meantime, those of you that are still, so in this you hear like commotion as the door is pushed open, right? It's like right when you hit the ground, Asher and the party. You just see these two halflings, one old, one young, stare at you in complete confusion.
Hello.
Pardon for the intrusion, but is this the Asher residence?
Okay.
You never told us your last name,
Sure,
fucker.
residence. My last name's Doran, assholes.
You never told us that. You said it around us,
Sure.
but you told us.
This is the Brandywood house.
Apologies.
Are you
I
robbers?
knock on the door. Mr. Brandywood, I can explain.
He turns to the younger halfling and says, as he hears the knock, and says, "Must be more of them around. Stay here. Make sure they don't get away." And
Okay, as much
he
as I
runs down the
appreciate
stairs,
that we
and you see
accidentally
this
landed in your
like
house.
it looks like he's hardly a man. He's just kind of a younger halfling, maybe still in the like halfling equivalent of teenage years on another lifespan, with a little basic like kitchen knife, and he just looks at his dad or grandpa, whoever it is, and then looks at the party and just
Does he look at the knife and look at our gear and look at the knife?
Yeah, he does one of those. And Asher, finally, after a few moments, the door is opened, and you see this old, long-haired, mustached guy that you recognize as you recognize him as Griffin Brandywood.
Hey, Mr. Brandywood, I'm sorry for the... What time is it right now?
The sun's hardly come up. We were just taking our breakfast.
Oh.
And
Yeah.
these crazy robbers come in.
No.
I was just about to call for... to call for the swords, the swords. They always come and take care of us, but
that's not necessary, Mr. Brandywood. They're with me. I apologize. We teleported. It kind of fucked up a little.
Come to take our chicken coops. Is that it?
Mr. Brandywood, I've known you my entire life. I would never do that.
The Brandywood family's got the finest produce in Lylon. And if you want anything we've got, you'll have to pay like the rest of us. So I swear on the good lady Timor, I'll beat you red with a stool here.
Okay.
Son's already got you fellas at knife point upstairs.
Kenji. So I'm assuming our family's relationship with the Brandywoods is less than stellar.
It's fine. He's just horribly grumpy.
So
it's just him.
This is going on.
Okay. No,
excuse me, young man.
Seriously.
We would like to apologize for the trespassing, and I would like to, in lieu of our transgressions, I would like to give you this. And I give him a bag of 400 gold.
His eyes go wide. He drops the
Now,
knife.
if you could hand deliver that to your father and explain that we just we traveled through the wrong door, so to
He
say.
faints. He just falls straight backwards.
That's the most money he's probably ever seen in his fucking life.
That was his con save. He
Okay.
faints. He just passes out on the spot.
Right, we should probably go now.
You know, I was gonna say it would be lawful good of me if I were to cast Hold Person on him while we just walk out.
And he hears that and says, "Oh, see, you hear that, Asher? That's me boy. He's done gutted one of you people. You better call him off."
Excuse me,
guys.
sir, your son fainted.
What? Why'd you make him faint?
I just paid him money so we didn't have to deal with all this.
Trying bribes, are you?
I'm paying for disturbing your peace.
I cast suggestion on the old man.
Oh my god.
All right.
What's these
What's your
spells?
DC? What's your DC?
Yeah, it's 18. Good luck, old man.
I hope he passes this.
What are
Oh.
you suggesting?
That he let us be and wish us well on our way.
That doesn't sound like something he'd do at all.
See you guys in 8 hours.
It doesn't seem too reasonable to him, so he says, "Why don't you explain yourselves? Fine, I'm feeling generous. I'll give you a chance."
So, Mr. Brandywood, we just needed to be. We just have our friend, Mr. Dragonface. He wanted to teleport us somewhere near Neverwinter. I offered, my hometown, of course, and he's not really too familiar with this area, and so it kind of screwed up, and we accidentally teleported into your guys' house. I'm sorry, sir. Well. Just forward all the the damages towards the Dorn residents.
Oh, fuck that.
We'll fix that
I
up.
already gave him 400 gold.
Oh shit, you did? 400? Jesus.
I mean, we showed up in the middle of the night and it's passed out their son.
It's early morning, first of all. Second of all, you do realize that most people have never seen 400 gold like in one place all at once in this village, right? Like,
I never
been to
did
a-
before.
do you realize the economy of a village? Like a gold piece is a pretty big fucking deal around this parts.
Yeah. That's like a year's worth of their wages.
Well, maybe not a year's worth, but
Maybe.
Fucking a lot.
I mean, you have to think.
Asher, I grew up in a household with 3 older siblings and 2 younger siblings, plus my mother and my father and me. I know how much money goes.
fair enough. But,
Isn't a
yeah.
guard wage 7 gold a week or something?
I felt
I'm
like
paying for damages and disturbances, okay? Which we didn't break anything, so you know what? I'm taking 200 gold back.
Except for the bed.
Here you are, good sir. 200 gold for disturbing your peace. Is that a fair assessment?
again, he's just
He
gonna
reaches
think
up.
you're bribing him.
He looks at the gold. He looks up at you, Fang, and says, "My boy, you think a piddly 200 gold is enough to sully the Brandywood's reputation?"
I mean, considering your son passed out at my initial offer, yes. I would like to persuade him with, I assume, enhanced ability is still active.
Hell yeah, motherfucker!
Go for it.
I love when I come up with ideas, but I have no stats for them.
And how much did you offer him?
I offered him 400, and then he passed out.
That's still including this?
You know what? Fine. I'll give him another bag of 200 gold.
So what does that make it total?
400.
Oh
there.
no, you still.
No, he wants 600.
Yeah, he wants the 400 you already offered. That's what he's asking. Is that still offered?
Now listen here, you.
Mr. Brandywood, didn't you think you're kind of, price gouging my friends here a little too much?
It's not a price. He's offering. Let him offer.
That's as far as I'm going, Cher. We have not, other than disturbing your peace in the middle of the night, we have not broken anything, and we have not harmed any of you. As a man of the law, I would expect. Cut me off any time, Kenji.
I mean, you made Ted faint. Like, I know that.
400. Can I see the gold?
I handed you 2 bags worth of gold.
Sure you didn't hand me 3? 2, okay, yes, 2.
Kenji.
He weighs the 2 bags of gold and then says, he takes a moment, especially after your persuasion. He kind of blinks as he realizes how much it is. Then he reaches up and claps you on the shoulder, Fang, and says, "My boy, have you ever considered investing in the livestock business? The Brandywood has got."
Oh, no, thank you, sir.
poultry.
I'm married to a horsewoman.
Oh, no, please. Sit down, my boy Ted. He'll be up soon. If you'd like to take his share, old Jane will whip him out another.
Old man, we don't have time.
You guys do this. I'm gonna grab breakfast at my place.
Wait,
okay,
Asha, is this a good investment? You know them.
But come back anytime if you need to invest. We've got great poultry.
They really do have great poultry, I will admit. It's pretty good shit.
With that, the old man just seemed, with that persuasion roll and the gold, he seemed satisfied, so he goes to run off, check on his son, and store that money. You guys are free to leave the guards. You would know that there's no particular guard in this place, Asher. Instead, there's an adventuring company known as the Swords of Lalon that kind of act as the... There were a lot of them started. They're basically just local thugs, but they banded together and made an adventuring company that more or less works as the guards and the militia of the place.
Are they connected to Neverwinter in any way?
Nope.
Do they have like a bounty on me?
Not in particular. Not in particular. Some of them might go for the bounty that's up in Neverwinter, but they themselves don't have anything.
Oh, cool. I basically just visit home and say hi to the folks, I guess.
They seem very surprised.
Why? Because I showed up, or because the fact that I'm missing an arm and an eye?
Both, and also, is anyone else going with Asher, or is it just him?
I'm going to assume that this dwarf has this halfling has an uncharacteristically strong grip on Fang. I'm assuming the halfling is just dragging Fang into his business.
Oh yeah, if Fang would stay, he's still trying to talk you into investing in livestock, man.
Oh my god.
But otherwise, the reason I ask is because if anybody other than Asher shows up, I need to know. Because if a level 15 adventurer shows up to Asher's country home, they're probably going to be like a little freaked out. So that's why I asked. But they look at you with confusion and surprise, Asher.
Hey, Mom. I walk up to him like it's no big deal that I've chopped off parts of my body. And since I've been here before, I think they would know Puck, right?
Yeah.
I mean, how recent was... Yeah.
Hey,
Mom. Hey, Dad. This is Puck. He recently changed colors. How have you guys been?
We've been. Well, we had to come back closer to Lylon once Neverwinter got dangerous. What happened to you?
Oh, you know how it is. Working, doing my type of stuff with magic items and shit. I'm not. Asher does not know he's talking about his arm or eye until my parents mention it. just letting you know, like.
They just kind of point.
Oh, you mean this and this? Oh. Well, you see. I have this monk friend. He had this robotic arm, or not robot, this really shitty mechanical arm, right? And I'm like, look, I can fix it. I can make it better. And so I did. And then I decided, you know what? Like, after I fixed it, I decided I kind of want one. And so I had my cleric friend and the monk friend. We had this, like, crazy legal battle with a celestial acting as a judge. Son? No, this is seriously shit that happened. Basically got my arm chopped off and replaced it with this way better arm. And also, this eye has a spirit of intellect inside of it. Getting that gouged out really hurt like hell. But
so I don't take it you've come back for the farm.
No, not the farm, unfortunately. Very serious, Neverwinter rebellion type shit we're doing right here. Oh, pardon my language.
They just sort of look at each other and say, well,
I mean, they should be used to this shit by now. It's Asher.
Yeah.
What
do we at least stay in for breakfast?
Yes, please. If you don't mind.
All right, and so Asher, you're invited to breakfast with your folks. While Soren, you said you're getting horses, right?
Yep.
All right. You can get that for the listed price. So that would be basically if you wanted a draft horse, 50 gold, a riding horse, 75 gold, and war horse, 400 gold, or the other animals other than like camels and elephants would be available as well.
I'll just buy as all the horses we need, riding horses. So 75 times what? 5.
Let's see. I'm assuming that the people who aren't able to make it are also riding along. Lawrence, will you be riding your snake?
No. Trying to save up those slots.
Okay, because we technically have 6 players in the party plus Dragonface, so that's why.
Yeah, during breakfast, I'll just tell my folks about the crazy adventures I've had, the dragons we've killed, the dragons I have helped build magic items with.
They're so exhausted, like this, they're kind of used to it at this point, so they just have a sort of, that's nice, son.
Listen, I keep telling you, I don't want to invest in any poultry. Oh, hi, Asher.
Oh, hey, what's up? What's up, Fang? Folks, this is my friend, Fang. I'm gonna be his best man at his wedding.
Hello, Asher's parents. How do these nice country folk react to a nice sized half orc?
They At first, they seem a little bit surprised, taken aback, and then they look at Asher, and it clicks, and they just kind of nod in understanding.
Like,
My parents are
even that
tired of
doesn't
me.
shock
God
them.
damn it.
No, they're like Asher, we love you, but we know you have weird friends. It's okay.
Fair enough.
Have you explained to them how we're overthrowing a monarchy yet?
I've mentioned I mentioned it to them a couple times.
Well, what did you do as a kid that made them this emotionally numb?
I'm sorry, what was that thing? Yeah, this friend gonna help us. Gonna help out with the whole thing.
Soren, would you have asked Dragonface to go with you, or are you just running off on your own to get the horses?
No, Dragonface is with me.
Okay, I was gonna say otherwise I have to explain Asher's parents' reaction to Dragonface.
Oh my god.
Okay, yeah.
A man in a black cloak with a dragon metal face.
I know Aaron's not here, but like if Aaron does show up, I try to grab the fucking hammer from him and show off the fucking hammer.
He won't let you. You know.
I know he won't.
Yeah. Soren, are you just planning on going and finding the party once you have the horses, or telling them what's sending or whatever for a meeting place or what?
Yeah, I'll spam message to meet me at the horse place whenever you're done with your shit.
How would Asher's parents react to a celestial being just walking in, asking what's up? Why are they taking so long?
Well, look, I'm sorry if I didn't want to. I'm sorry if I want to, relax and have some eggs and bacon while visiting my folks for the first time in like half a year.
Asher, be honest.
Really
you know I can
confused.
make anything better than you've probably ever eaten in your life.
They seem really confused, but I mean, out of courtesy, they do offer you guys some breakfast.
And out of courtesy to them, I shall make them breakfast.
Oh, he's a real good cook, Mom. Trust me. Like he.
Your dad's like, well, I don't know if he can beat your mother's cooking, but
I guess with that role, she probably could. I'll help him.
all right, you can. All right, yeah, they seem very pleased with the breakfast and impressed, and they're like, well, it's nice that Asher has some good friends, some good-hearted friends, very polite.
Well, most of them are assholes, but Fang's pretty cool.
Language.
Thank you, his mother says to Lawrence.
Fang smacks him like, hey, no cussing for your parents.
Sorry, I've been around all you guys for so long.
And things continue on. Yeah, you're able to share some conversation and breakfast as the party meets Asher's parents, and then
Yeah.
you're able to pass a little bit of that morning as Soren readies the horses at the stable. So with Dragonface, and then
any updates on my family members, like brother and sister, just from them?
They tell you that they've gotten the odd letter from your sister and your brother, but your sister still refuses to give any details about where she's at and what she's doing.
Yeah, I think I'll stay silent on what she's doing. I won't worry my parents more than they have to. More than I already do for me, so. Yeah, I just do with all that.
I can always cry on them.
Is Asher's family well off?
That would be up to Asher. Handy.
I'd say they're pretty all right as far as village life goes. Like,
yeah, to give you an idea, Lalon is it's a little small mining town with a population of about 3,000, and it's mostly just I mean, other than its own mining town and the little bit of sea trade it has, though it's kind of dangerous for sea trade because the shores are a little hard to travel. But other than that, it's mostly just people stop by it as they travel the high road. It's just a lot of travelers come in and out to rest there, but there's not much else going on.
Yeah, it's like one of those pit stops you'd find on the highway, I guess, if anything. Yeah.
Fang just puts 2 bags of gold on their dresser. There we go.
They blink in surprise and then thank you. They ask if there's anything that they can send with you.
Nah, I can't think of anything at the moment, honestly. I'm sorry for bugging y'all. You know, I don't know. It's just good to see you guys again.
They nod. They thank Fang and everyone for their generosity, and then they tell you, Asher, that even though your life choices are sometimes questionable, they still love you, and whatever crazy plots you're getting in, just don't get arrested and killed. So.
Okay. Well, I don't plan on getting arrested. I don't know if they have cops in space. That's where I'm going next. Space.
Spies!
You know that spirit of intellect I told you about that's in my eye? Which I hope Libra said hi to him at one point. She told me about this Spelljammer thing, and I'm going to create one. And it's going to be fucking cool.
Just for clarification, I put 400 gold in your parents' house.
You're a good man. You're a good man, Fank. You're a good man.
All right. They just kind of nod at the information about the Spelljammer and say, well, be sure to visit. And try to keep an eye out for your sister if you can.
Oh, will do. I think I might know where she is. If I see her, I'll definitely talk to her, give her a heads up.
Where is she?
Oh, I think she's in Neverwinter. Yeah, she's in Neverwinter.
What's she doing there?
Yeah, she's just kind of working as like a courier of sorts.
A courier.
Yeah, very, very simple type job.
Can you make a deception check, please?
I mean, I'm technically right.
I don't think her job is simple.
Bam, 14. It's a flash of genius.
They narrow their eyes, but then they nod and say, well, just let us know and let her know that we're worried about her.
All right. Will do.
And with that, breakfast and conversation comes to a close, and you all are sent on your way. I assume at this time... Oh, do what? Sorry?
I was just going to say, well, she owes me one now.
Yep. Soren, I assume at this point you're going to message everybody.
Yep.
All right. You all received messages from Soren that he is with Dragonface and has 7 horses ready.
Well,
1 riding horse for everyone.
Oh, I guess we're off.
All right. And since you'll have riding horses, all you'll have to do is make it up this way, and within the next 2 days, you should be able to reach Helm's Hold, assuming there are no complications along the road.
Cool.
All right.
There are complications?
Let's see. Roll a D100. It was just one of you.
I'm lucky. No.
So as you near on the second day, sort of that approaching noon, where Helm's Hold is, you meet many travelers on the high road, but for the most part, you're able to conceal yourselves, and it seems Talvar was telling the truth. There really aren't many patrols or anything. It seems that security has been lessened, and of course, no brigands are foolish enough to attack your party with how powerful and dangerous you obviously are. But on that second day, approaching noon, as you begin to near where Helm's Hold is, you come upon someone, this sort of hooded figure riding past you all on a horse. And some of you notice that it seems a little curious, maybe suspicious even. He particularly narrows his eyes at the party, and he seems to take a moment out of the corner of his eye to... He kind of slows down his ride and his trot of the horse, and he gets a good look at you all your faces.
Hey, what you looking at?
He blinks at the... there's a hood mostly covering his face, but you can see one eye. He kind of blinks in surprise and turns his head and just continues to trot along past you.
Nosy bastard.
And
shot in the dark, have any of us ever seen this guy before?
Not that you can tell.
Can we tell what his motive is? Can we tell what his motive is?
Tell what his what is?
His motive.
Oh, you can try to insight him, yeah.
I knew this was going to happen.
Wow.
Oh, God. Holy shit. That's bad.
Brain blast! Nope.
I'm assuming this is a new day, right?
This is like the afternoon, so you passed a full day riding, and then on the second day, this is the afternoon of that day.
Oh, okay. So I've had a full rest, and my flashes of genius are recharged.
Yeah.
I'll flash a genius at 13 for... Or actually, no, I don't need to. Soren's got it.
Yeah, so none of you can really tell. But Soren, you notice he is very good at hiding his intentions, but you can see past a little bit. There's a little glimpse, and you can tell, kind of glean from his body language, and a little glimpse of his face under the hood. He kind of glances back at you all as he trots past, and you swear you see just a slight tilt of his hand that almost indicates that he is intending to, like the way he looks toward the side and kind of moves the bridle. You get the sense that it's possible he looks like he's about to turn around or maybe go off-road soon after seeing you all. He's riding away from Neverwinter, to give you an idea right now, but it seems like he's intending, from the way he's looking, to change course after once he gets out of sight or far enough away.
What type of garb and what quality of stuff does he have?
He's wearing a simple kind of dark linen cloak, but along with the insight, you also notice that the cloak is worn and dirty, but from looking at it, you actually realize that it seems like it's been purposely sullied, or at least it was once very clean, very high quality, and even though it is dirtied and a little ragged, it can't fully conceal the fact that it is a very, very... it was probably a very expensive cloak at one point. like more so than your average traveler would have just riding on a horse like that.
I'm
This
gonna
is something that
message.
the upper class would have for sure, even
Just
approaching
tell
the
me-
upper merchant class and nobility would wear.
Just tell me who to fireball.
I'm gonna message him. Like, I'm gonna say he's gonna tell someone about us. We have to stop him. I'm just messaging this to the group.
Well,
How far away is he?
At this point, he's probably like 40 feet away. He's just trotting.
Okay.
yeah, I am going to. 40 feet. Shit. Does he have any metal on him?
You can't really tell anything. He's
Shit.
got like maybe like a little. It's really not many metal on him. You can tell. You can just see his boots and simple pants underneath the cloak.
Fuck it. I'm just gonna dimension door right onto the horse and tackle him off.
Okay, I like
Go
this.
for it.
That's one way to
Make
do
an
it.
athletics check.
I was gonna like reduce his horse down,
You can bring
So that
someone
he
with
can't
you if
ride
you want backup.
anymore? But yeah, this works too.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna bring Dragonface with me. Be like,
The fucking wizard up close fight.
All right. Go ahead and
Can
make an athletics check then. And what are
Can
you
I-
saying?
No, that's 30 feet. Never mind. I can't do that.
Just cast hold person on him.
Oh yeah, why didn't you say that earlier?
Oh, are you doing hold person?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would
you
have
still
not
dimension door.
done that. I would not have done that if he was casting a spell.
Ah, but this is funnier.
We're tackling a disabled person.
If he succeeds, I will dimension door and tackle him.
What's your DC, Lawrence? Oh, never mind. It's not a
19.
12. So he fails. You see him just suddenly go paralyzed and kind of the horse drags him along for a bit and he wobbles and then the horse stops in confusion and just
Okay,
looks
so
around and he just seems completely
We should catch up. Couldn't help but notice you noticing us and trying to turn back the other way. Now, you wouldn't be trying to snitch on outstanding adventurers such as ourselves, would you?
After the first 6 seconds, you see he kind of shakes out of the paralysis, makes the save, and he looks at you in shock and says, I don't know what you're accusing me of. I'm traveling.
Oh, traveling. Where are you going?
Lawrence, you got the zone. You got the zone of truth.
Sorry, when you said zone, I thought you meant weed. Don't ask.
I thought you meant that anti-magic field. Hey, can I learn that spell?
What, Zone of Truth? You should have it as a cleric. I know paladins get it. Yeah, bards, cleric, and paladin.
Even like did, I wouldn't have it prepared.
Okay. Fang, why don't you hold him down for a second?
He starts to reach as if he's gonna, command his horse to try and pull him out of there. Did you already tackle? Actually, did you take him off of the horse whenever he was paralyzed, or did you just teleport up to him?
Oh no, yeah, like we're like we caught up, right? And then we're subduing him.
Okay, yeah, Dragonface is he's got the staff that he keeps with him, and he just kind of has it pointed, like Gandalf style, at him casually. He looks then in confusion and says, "If you intend on robbing me, then go ahead, take my pouch, leave me be."
We are not robbers. We just prefer anonymity.
And why would I pay any mind to some fellow travelers on the road? I see dozens a day. On the high road, no less.
You have a suspicious look about you. An ill feeling crept into my mind.
I didn't know it was within the people of the Sword Coast to subdue and threaten a man over an ill feeling.
Not just any man, a noble man by the looks of it.
He noticed its eyes widen a little bit as you say that.
I think you struck a chord with him.
So who are you? And what is your business here?
Gotta love
My
Zone
name
of
is
Truth.
Avenel, and I'm only going south to visit family.
Truth or a lie?
Are you trying to insight that, or? You're relatively sure that he's lying.
Now, see, when you lie, it's not gonna be good for you. So what is your real purpose here? I saw you turning back. That's why we stopped you. So don't lie.
We can make this easy, and I can just stuff you in this box, and you can just suffocate to death. We can do that.
Are you attempting to intimidate him?
That's, I guess.
Okay, you can make a check.
I'll assist. With my +10 in intimidation, I assist.
Yeah, actually, you should do that.
Can
You should
I
be making the
assist
roll.
him with my
It's-
+5?
Well, Asher's taking the initiative here. That's why I was.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. 16. Gonna flash a genius that to a 20.
I'll tell you, it's a good thing you did that flash of genius. With that, his eyes go wide again, and he seems to realize the gravity of the situation now, and he says, "And am I to understand that I'll be killed otherwise?"
No, not killed, but tortured, which is way worse, trust me.
He has a flash of defiance in his eyes, then you see him take a moment to kind of swallow his pride, and he says, "My name is Oron." Go ahead.
Oron the moron, am I right?
Let me double check and make sure I have this name right. Hang on. Yes, he says he is Oron of the house Erebriniel. So, Soren, you can make a history check on that if you want.
Yep.
That is, it is a noble house of Neverwinter. It's kind of, To an extent, it is a minor noble house, but it's not like a merchant house or anything. It is an actual. It started. It began through a knighthood of. It's particularly an elvish influenced house of Neverwinter, and rather than merchants and artisans like a lot of other houses, it has maintained a line of often half elvish knights.
Well, Oron of Erin Brielle, of Neverwinter, of elvish influence. What is your purpose here, truly?
He seems taken aback by how much information you're able to glean. He says, I suppose there's no point in lying anymore, is there? He looks around. If you must know the humiliating truth, been stripped of my position in my house due to faults that were not truly my own. And I can't deny that I saw an opportunity. I recognize you and yours. You're wanted in these parts. I thought perhaps, well, I'm not so foolish to think I could take you all on myself, but perhaps lead some form of capture or information and negotiate for my rights to be restored to me.
Well, let me offer you a proposition. Maybe a better way to restore you. Why don't you join us in our cause? It pays certainly a lot better. And when the timing is right, you will be restored to a noble house.
Join the right side of history.
And what causes that? You to sack our city and butcher our people?
No. We've attempted to save your people and save this world of its corrupt king with blood ties to a Winterfell court that seeks to destroy this entire plane.
Then maybe so, but surely blood will be shed in the process.
Well, duh, it's a fucking war. Like, obviously.
And you ask me then to stand against the king?
I mean, if you don't, the entire world's gonna freeze over, so...
Make a persuasion check, Soren.
Wow. You rolled a 4.
He thinks about it for a moment, and then he says, well, I've already humiliated myself as much as possible by explaining my situation. So then I counter your offer with one of my own. Ever since this king has gotten in to power, he's come into power, our house has remained loyal as the knights we are, but a great part of the reason why my position was taken from me is because I protested when the king's men sought to strip our house of its ancestral sword, due simply to the enchantments laid upon it. If you were to assist me in reclaiming this sword, or at least make it available whenever plan of yours it is comes to fruition, well, the house stood before this king, and even if my family, fools as they are, turn against me, I will do what I can to ensure it stands after him.
Well, I think that sounds good. What do you guys think?
Oh man, I know if the other two were here, this guy would be dead already.
I do kind of want to look at the sword for the enchantments. Just like,
What's the deal with the sword? What does it do, and where is it?
Where it is, I couldn't say. He kind of shuffles uncomfortably, but then I'm assuming, have you pulled his hood down at this point?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, yeah. He's just got typical half-elf knight, of course. He's got long, wavy blonde hair, but he just, he kind of shakes his head and says, if only I knew where they'd taken the thing. It's long gone by now. It's been passed down in our family since we were originally knighted and recognized as nobility. It's intertwined with our elvish heritage as much as it is our human, and it was forged as a sign of unity. Of course, originally it had fey enchantments upon it, and I suspect that's why the king sought to strip it away. He stripped many houses of their weapons, but he seemed particularly bent on this. If what you mention of Winterfey true, then perhaps that's an explanation for why he seized it so swiftly. It was,
Sure.
after all, a Seelie weapon.
Yes, I will reclaim your sword for you once our mission is accomplished. But you have to offer us something as well. Not only your loyalty, but information on everyone to the king, other nobles.
I can tell you this much. My father, we're not much on speaking terms anymore, but he has been in communication with the other houses, and as I imagine you can tell by the fact that I'm not far from the city itself, it was very recently that I was stripped of my rights. It's possible word hasn't traveled yet, and when the nobles meet, especially as they've been called lately for whatever it is that the king's orchestrating, the eldest son has generally a right to be there, especially in our house. How you'll deal with my father protesting is, well, that would be up to you. I could make an attempt, but again, we're no longer on speaking terms. Of course, I would ask that no undue harm come to him, but if he could be convinced or distracted, then either myself or he kind of looks at your ears, Soren, and you're actually not too far off from each other in terms of appearance, at least general appearance. Obviously, the details are far different, he says. Or perhaps if one of you would care to take my place, then you could find yourself a seat at that table. I imagine, short of going to the king and his guard himself, would be one of the best places to gather information. The meeting is on the morrow.
I mean, I guess it's worth a shot.
What could possibly go wrong?
Is it? Wait, where is it? Is it in Neverwinter? Outside?
Yeah, it's in Neverwinter. Mentions that basically tomorrow night in Neverwinter, there is planned to be a sort of if you could call it a moot, sort of like a conclave, a big meeting between a lot of the noble houses, and essentially, unless word has traveled quickly enough for this to be the case, then he makes the point that it's possible, since he was stripped of his rights so recently, that if you could somehow distract, obviously he has to not be harmed, but if you could somehow just distract or prevent his father from attending the meeting, then you could make the case that he would be able to attend in his place, as would be his right, whether he goes or whether one of you try and impersonate him. And you'd be able to get a seat in that meeting. He gives you the location. It's just a particular, like a noble, sort of like a manor in Neverwinter, not too far from the king's castle. And he mentions that it is the evening or the night of the next day. So think like sort of after the sun sets, the day after is whenever the nobles are supposed to meet. What it's for, he's not sure, but he does know that it was rather urgent, and the king called it to order, or at least the middlemen that the king goes through.
Does it seem like we'd have time to do both the helm hold like right away, and then get there the next day?
Considering it's still in the morning and Helm's Hold is like literally only a couple of hours away from Neverwinter, if you could actually get into the city, yeah, you're pretty confident that you could, because you'll be at Helm's Hold within the day, probably sometime in the afternoon of the current day. You'll be able to arrive at Helm's Hold. It's a few hours from Neverwinter, and the meeting is sometime the next evening. So yeah, you have a little over 24 hours to, assuming you go at the same pace that you've been going, then you'll probably, once you arrive at Helm's Hold, have a little over 24 hours before it happens.
Okay, we will delay your father, and then you will speak on our behalf.
And what is your plan here, precisely? Information, or?
Well, we would love for you to turn the council against the king.
I would be killed for even speaking that. Imprisoned,
yeah, of course. I think it's possible that you could give false information about our whereabouts, about the strength of our forces. Say that you did see us coming, and that we would be attacking from the west.
Do you have his hands bound?
Fang was just holding him, I think.
Okay, he turns his head to the side and looks thoughtful for a moment, and then says, "Is there anything you could give me, something I could present as evidence of having encountered you? Perhaps I could tell them we had a scuffle and made progress in tracking your party."
Yeah, sure. I will give him
I'll give him this bottle of soda. That's a pretty... Hey, it says Dr. Doran soda. I'm the only one in this place who has gotten soda. It's pretty obvious it's us. Or at least me.
I was going to give him my piccolo. Like one of my instruments. I have a lot.
All right. Do you have it marked in any particular way?
Sure, I'll just write Soren on it.
See, this soda's already labeled, dude. Like it's pre-packaged, ready to go.
Or do we have like do we have Shadowlight t-shirts?
Go to our online store now for some Shadowlight t-shirts.
Yeah.
Limited time only.
Maybe, again, I would assume that you'll have identification papers for yourself and for Shadowlight, and then after that you might have, maybe you could have had a sigil made, like personal sigils. I would assume you would have as like a quick way, because presumably every time somebody needs identification, you're not going to pull out a bunch of legal documents, so I figure you all probably have like a personal sigil that marks like, oh, this is so-and-so of Shadowlight that you can flash whenever people ask. Like a badge, basically.
I'll give him my badge.
He nods and says, well, it may take this in, but I'll try and hold on to it. At the least, it should help the case. How will I contact you?
Do you know any magic at all?
I've had to suppress it, but our family, we are loyal to the Protector, Karelin. Paladins, you could call us. But I hardly know any magic that I could use to communicate with you.
I can send messages to you, and you can respond back.
And says, there has been, ever since the Neverwinter Wood has been abandoned by many of the elves, things have become dangerous there again, as much as some of their leadership went along with the king's plans, and as much turmoil as it was, they did to an extent keep other threats out, but now it's swarmed again. Perhaps I could tell them I encountered you there. You took to the wood as a way to hide amongst the threats on your approach to Neverwinter.
Yeah, and that's where all of the forces are going to be lying in wait over there.
I will do what I can then. He gives you the name of his father and the location of his house, which you kind of generally have an idea where his house is already, Soren, but he tells you that his father's name is, let's see, I'll get his father's name is Finethil. He's kind of an older, he used to be a fighter, he's retired now, and that, he's generally busy, but he's been called in. It's as an obligation. He has essentially been ordered to attend this meeting, so.
Yeah, we'll find a safe place for him to hide while you attend the meeting. I hope you believe that we can accomplish this, because I know we can. And there is a bright future for you. But if you turn on us, there is no way that you can escape. What I will do to you and yours.
Need I mention the box?
He nods and says, if it were but weeks ago, I would have rather endured the punishment of 9 hells than turn against Neverwinter, but after recent events and with the dissonance between what the Lord Protector Karelin demands and what the Crown's actions are, as well as the betrayal of my family, I begin to wonder if Neverwinter was betrayed long ago.
You are not the only one who feels this way. I won't reveal their names, but we have other inside sources that feel as you do. It's already begun, brother.
He looks at you for a moment, then he turns his head to the side and says, "So be it then. I will accept your offer."
Cool. Let's bounce.
All right. And with that, he turns and he asks, "Will you be riding straight to Neverwinter? Should I ride
No.
ahead to arrive before you?"
We will go by a different path. And yes, ride swiftly. Right ahead.
He nods and goes off at full gallop toward Neverwinter, seemingly agreeing with your plan.
Well, that was fun.
Blackmail. Yeah, so that happens. As far as you could tell, anyway, it didn't seem like he was lying. It seems like once the threat was real, and once he revealed his whole position with his family, he was more or less at that point interested in just being frank and honest. So he rides off, and you all are but a few more hours from Helm's Hold.
Cool. And we didn't tell him any information, really. So even if he was to turn on us, it wouldn't affect anything.
Well, it might affect him, but
Yeah, if anything, he's more fucked if he tells them. Because we know a lot now.
Yep. But yeah, it's just a couple hours away. Is the party wanting to proceed straight to Helm's Hold?
Yep.
All right. I will put a map up there that you all can view as probably call the session here in a minute, but I'll make sure to get the map up so that you all can get a basic idea of the layout of Helm's Hold. In the meantime, we'll get that up. You all move past, and you do have to kind of go around the road in one area. As there's you notice you can choose to go off road if you wish, but you do notice a few soldiers that are marching away from Helm's Hold on the road. Kind of as you approach, just like a matter of minutes away from Helm's Hold. And they're wearing Neverwinter colors and flying Neverwinter banners.
Are they purple knights or just like regular dudes?
They're wearing purple. You see, one of them is an actual purple knight, but the rest just seem to be common foot soldiers.
Should we fireball them?
No, we didn't Talvar say that he let people know that we were coming.
Yeah, he said he at least let the higher ups know. Like his the people under him, his lieutenants and sergeants, things like his commanders.
Yep, I'll just go straight up to him. And be like,
Didn't he also say he was removing people from the position specifically for that?
To what, Mark? I didn't hear that.
Didn't he tell us specifically he was taking soldiers out of the building?
Yeah, that's presumably that's why they're marching away. It's because they've been called off of the siege. So, but yeah, Soren, you approach, and he looks at you, and the foot soldiers, they don't seem to take much note. They're just kind of grateful for the stop they take a moment to rest, though they have to remain standing in formation still. The Purple Knight looks at you, Soren, and
good night. Is your commander still up at Helmshold? I've been sent to treat with him.
He's with most of the forces still. They've been called off. Hardly anything left there. A long, pointless siege, evidently. Been sent to command my group, lead them back. There may be a small siege camp remaining there if you wish to speak with the commander, but you won't find much.
Thank you. Best of luck.
He nods and says, safe travels, be wary of the conflicts. I care little for whether you're one of ours or theirs. We've had enough. We've been here for so long that if we fought every civilian that came our way, then we'd be butchers more than soldiers, so just be wary of brigands. And he calls his foot soldiers to march, and they head on.
Oh, that was easy.
Yep, and eventually you go up to, make it up to Helmshold. There are people watching the walls and stuff, but unlike a regular siege, y'all are not blocked from coming in because there's just not enough of a siege going on, really. It's pretty much been abandoned, and it's a large bridge. There's kind of a smaller bridge leading over a moat, and it's a river, and then you see a big walled city with a long, high bridge over more bodies of water and a large castle-like spire in the center. And there's a big portcullis along with a large gate behind it that is closed. Several guards man the front gate. Do you head straight to the front gate, or do you seek another way?
Didn't you say there was like a camp site?
He mentioned that there was at one point a siege camp outside, but it's been mostly abandoned. Because the siege has essentially been called off, so. If you want to search for remaining crown forces, you could. But otherwise, it seems like there is no longer enough of a Neverwinter, like a royal presence, to actually block the front gate for travelers and things. But it's just, of course, sealed by the army of Helmshold, because they don't want, royal soldiers and spies and things coming into their settlement, obviously.
Okay, well, we'll just go straight to the gate, I guess.
All right, they hail you. I mean, there is a siege camp nearby if you want to talk to them, but from what Talvar told you, it's very possible. Like, some of his forces were not his, some from the other generals too, so he had to kind of pull rank to and do a little bit of deception, presumably, to call those guys off. So there'd be no guarantee. The guards, you notice they're wearing blue. They have kind of blue tabards on, and strange helmets and symbols of helm. This is a gauntleted fist, and they tell you to halt and state your name and what your intention is.
I'm gonna be straight up if I get. I'm Soren Shadowlight. I am here to treat with the Lord of Helmshold.
The guards look at each other and then look at you, and they say, "You mean Lord Commander Halbert?" And Soren, you would actually remember this dude, at least at one point you actually did speak with Lord Commander Halbert and work with him before the Siege of Neverwinter, albeit it was briefly.
Yes, Lord Commander Halbert. I am a friend of an old war.
Well, we haven't received any help from the city-states, and from what we've heard, Shadowlight works with them, but the enemy of my enemy, they say. The Lord Commander will wish to speak with you if nothing else. Proceed. And they kind of usher you inside. I'll move you guys over. And, there you go. And, they tell you
That's
that...
a Skyrim.
They tell you that, the Grand Cathedral of Helm, which is right here, is where, the Lord Commander, resides. You can either kind of show up there and or figure out what you want to do in Helmshold and get situated in the settlement if you want, and then we can call it, or we can meet Halbert. Now it's up to you. If you all want to just get situated and call it and save that for next time, that's fine, or however you want to handle it.
Yeah.
Up to you.
I'm good either way.
All right, in that case, is the party just proceeding straight to the Grand Cathedral immediately? If so, then I haven't used this token in a long time, but I never deleted it in case I needed to use it again. This is what Mr. Halbert looks like. Yes, he looks like RoboCop.
Fantasy RoboCop. Fuck yeah.
Yep. He's essentially a RoboCop paladin of Helm, and he is just in the Grand Cathedral of Helm commanding his paladins and his adherents of Helm. And
so
he looks...
He would remember Lawrence and I, right?
Yes. He actually, assuming you walk straight up and introduce yourselves to the guards, and, they go and tell him, they come back and say, the Lord Commander says he wishes to see you immediately.
Take me to him right away.
They usher you in, and, the banners of Helm and Helmshold flood defiance. You go into the Grand Cathedral, into the back room that almost looks like a war room, various suits of armor, and what must be ancient, not only suits of armor, what must be ancient suits of armor and ancient weapons and shields line the walls. And at the back, sitting with his helmet on the table next to him, is a grizzled man with graying hair, who you, Lawrence and Soren, would recognize as the Lord Commander Halbert. He sits at a table on which there's a sort of a strategic map set up, and there's a large, what looks like a very large longsword rests in a sheath next to kind of leaning against the table next to his chair. He looks up at you and says, and sort of, he's got this stern, stoic expression, and his voice is much the same. So even though if he has any surprise, he doesn't show it. He says, so they haven't killed you yet?
Couldn't if they tried.
And they've certainly tried with Helmshold, though their attempts have been futile so far. The Watcher has evidently seen fit to protect us, and I've carried out his will as best I could. And men are Exhausted but resolute. However, I'm no fool. You're not coming here to have a bit of tea. I imagine you wish to discuss strategy, and I also presume that you're at least part of the reason that this city hasn't been overrun.
Yeah, you might have noticed that the sieges backed off a bit. That was my doing and our doing. You see, we have certain influences now within Neverwinter. We can end this war forever.
And the city-states have finally seen fit to communicate with us. Is that it? They surely could have done so sooner.
Trust me, it took a bit of convincing on our part. You see, it's not just about city-states and this town, or this city, this place, this man, this elf. It's about our entire world at stake now.
Is that why our priests have seen such terrible things in that doom spire they call a castle?
That seems likely. Within a few short days,
they've received visions. Yes, our priests have received visions of ice.
On Fey Day, they are coming for us, the Winter Fae and her court. And we intend to stop them, but we need your help.
Last time we were in this position, we had an army. Several, in fact. Have we any to speak of now?
More than you think. Not as well trained and organized. More of bands of militias, but some very secret groups of powerful people are going to help us as well.
Not far from the last rebellion, then. Do you mind explaining who these people are? A quick overview. What groups can we count on?
The dwarves are on our side, which is good, because we're going to need frontliners. We have pirate ships, we have Waterdeep, and we have Baldur's Gate.
What are you insight and Fang?
This general.
All right, what are you trying to figure out? Anything particular? Or?
Are we about to get fucking arrested?
Oh, no, he doesn't seem, from what you can tell, he doesn't seem like he's making any attempt at deception at all. He's a very stern, very straightforward, very humorless man. In my head, he looks like Stannis Baratheon, for any of you that have watched Game of Thrones.
Nice.
And he just seems to be interested in discussing strategy.
And then we, of course, some secret groups on the inside. We have some of the Purple Knights. We have some nobles. A couple mages, maybe. And then, of course, the Golden Rose.
It's worth something, at least.
But I hear that you have a little secret up in Helmshold. A clever way to get into Neverwinter that no one can get to.
He tilts his head and says, I don't know much about you, Soren, but I know enough to realize that you have information that you shouldn't, so I won't pretend to hold any secrets here. You traveled to the crypts once, but There is a great place beneath this cathedral. A century ago, aberrant creatures ruled it. There was a schism in our order over how we should deal with it. It's been under my actions healed now, and the Order of the Gauntlet once again rules. It's the Order of the Gilded Eye, who sought to destroy these aberrant creatures as zealots, has been brought within our influence once more. The Archpontiff now answers to myself as much as I answer to him. Committee, in a way. But I hold the military power. Everyone understands that. What this means is that, for once in decades, the better part of a century, this cathedral is in some form of harmony, and there are no creatures crawling beneath it. I can provide forces, though I will be frank with you. I need most of my forces here defending the city. The priests and the pontiffs, they've received visions of doom marching upon the city, not just from Neverwinter, but from the east, from all around, and I don't intend to throw my people to the wolves for an offensive.
I'm not asking that. Just access and passage for me and mine.
Beneath this cathedral, you will find what you seek. Like last time, we can provide you passage, though you'll find no crypts into the sewers this time. They haven't been able to completely seal it, but the crown has sealed off most of those. However, even the king's hand does not extend to what lies beneath the cathedral. Are you aware of the chasm that lies within Neverwinter?
The magic chasm?
That would be correct.
Yeah, we've dealt with it before.
There is something similar, a great opening beneath the ground, if you know of the Underdark beneath Waterdeep, like that. The aberrant creatures poured in from there a century ago and sought to corrupt the cathedral from underneath, but they've been driven out. The passage is mostly safe. If you travel through there, you'll be able to reach Neverwinter. And in centuries, not so much as a soul aside from our own order has traveled there, at least. Unless you count things from other planes that are long destroyed.
Oh, I think we can handle it, considering we've dealt with some crazy shit in the past few months.
As have we all. This is the second time, I presume, you'll seek to separate a king's head from his shoulders. Well, tyrant and usurper as he may be, I helped put him on that throne, and I won't pass this sentence. It's not my right, nor will I swing that sword, though I won't stop you either. Just know that whatever judgment you make, I trust that for our sake, for yours, the people's, for the Watcher himself, we'll make wiser decisions on who leads the city than last time.
Yeah, we were not as careful last time. I'm here to right wrongs and destroy the curse that will, and then Neverland will be clean and free.
He nods and says, compared to the rest, we may not have many men, but our men are well trained, well armed. If you need basic equipment, view our armory. That's the least I can do. Otherwise, when you're ready, speak with myself or the Archpontiff. They'll send you where you need to go, along with the escorts beneath the cathedral. Otherwise, you have free reign within the city so long as you uphold our laws. Realize that you are subject to them like any others. Seek not to disturb harmony, and you are friends of Helm's Hold.
You got it, Halbert, old pal.
I assume you mean Soren will bow, but yeah, Halbert. He doesn't quite bow, but he just nods his head sternly in return and says, I would wish you luck, but I don't believe in it. So simply do your duty, perform to the best of your ability, as I know you likely will. And with that, he kind of just nods and goes back to viewing his map. Very straight and to the point.
Cool. Just like Cullen.
Yep. And so, if you all probably here's where we're going to go ahead and call the session. But if you wish, the party wishes to do anything in Helm's Hold, you can. And there probably won't really be much there other than, just basic equipment, gear, weapons and armor, up to and including things, for example, like great swords and full plate. They do have some pretty good stuff. It's just basic stuff for the most part. So if you need anything like that from an armory, he would probably be willing to offer, as long as it's not something egregious and it's something that the party wouldn't use. And there are various, if you need information about any of the things listed on this map, like I know some of them are things like you can't tell, they just have names like Dragon's Gauntlet, then that's fine as well. I'll give you information on Helm's Hold. But otherwise, the party is pretty much safe and settled behind some really sturdy walls right now. So I think that's probably a good place to go ahead and call the session.
I wonder if they have any sapping equipment.
They most certainly
siege
do.
stuff.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we should take that with us.
Yep. That would probably be, if you would probably want to go and look into Scar Alley. If you see it's on the legend, it's number 8, which it's kind of hard to see because the resolution of this map. But it's approximately, if I can locate it, I'm trying to find exactly where it is. But anyway, within the city, there is, it's sort of on the outskirts. shanty town on the outskirts there, and that would be where you could find Scar Alley, which is where a lot of the sewer work and the crypts have been placed. And if there were sapping equipment, it would likely be at Scar Alley.
Well, Asher, you can be in charge of all of the explosives that we're going to get. All the bombs.
Yeah, it looks like it's right up here, actually. Sort of on the outer northern parts of town is about where Scar Alley is. So the rest, some of these things I'll go ahead and mention just to give you an idea. The Dragon's Gauntlet is used to be an inn. It's now the center of local government. It's where the city council does their stuff. The other stuff is a lot of it's self-explanatory. Heartward is a marketplace. The Hungry Flame is a tavern. There's a sanatorium in town. Venturer's Rest is another it's a big inn and tavern. And the rest of it is pretty much self-explanatory. So
Cool.
yeah.
Hopefully the other guys will be able to come next week and we
Yeah.
can, actually get to the. It's gonna get crazy, I'm sure. So
Yeah, it's kind of hitting the point of no return. So I think that's probably a good place to call the session.
hit the save button.
Yeah, hit the save button, you guys. Fast travel unlocked, new settlement discovered. Welcome to Helmshold. Welcome back to Helmshold, actually. Soren and Lawrence, you've been here before, but the rest of you probably haven't ever visited. It's been pretty much locked up ever since the new king got in power. So there you go.
All right, cool. Good night, guys.
Yep. Catch you guys next week.